Berserk.
Respect.
Insane.
Definitely the roughest track I think I've ever raced in my life.
Every rider struggles here.
You get it wrong here, it's going to bite you. If you get it right, it's a high reward.
.6 kilometers an hour. Is he on the run of his life? Is it going to be enough to take the win? Come on, Valentino!
Crazy, crazy big rock.
On his back, he's 1.5 faster now.
Oh, he's flying down. Oh, it's so tight, so tight. What a run!
Well, if that doesn't get you in the mood for a bit of downhill racing, I don't know what will. Hello and welcome to the UCI Mountain Bike Downhill World Cup. My name's Rick McLaughlin. Joining me in the booth is Cedric Gracia, and we are in Val Di Sole, Trentino, in Italy, for one of the absolute classics. Cedric, semi-finals today, looking forward to it?
Looking forward to it. I saw the practice, so it's going to be so hard.
So difficult here in Val Di Sole, Trentino. We had a lot of rain overnight coming up through the valley, and actually the track in a lot better condition than many people would have thought.
A lot of different than practice, you know, with that dirt they bring in. Now that dirt is gone. It's a real black snake again.
Yeah, it showed its true colours. It shed its skin. It is the real deal. The black snake is back here in Val Di Sole, Trentino, one of the legendary downhill tracks, one that really pushes the limits of rider and machinery to the test. Here's how today looks then. We're going to get underway with the downhill semi-finals for the women, then downhill semi-finals for the men straight after them, and then it's on to the business end of things, the finals from 1 o'clock on. Tomorrow, all about the cross-country Olympics. Starts off in the morning with the women under 23s. If I've got any voice left, let's not get ahead of ourselves, because it is one of the big ones today. If you are new to downhill mountain bike racing, well, you've picked your moment. This is one of the very, very best tracks, and that is one of the most famous corners in the sport, Cedric.
Yeah, we all remember that corner on Samian in the old days.
Should point out that's not actually Sam Hill, that's a massive apple, but let's see who we are going to be talking about today. Camille Balanche then fastest in qualifying yesterday, the reigning overall champ. Will fancy taking her first win of the season. Well, 4:11.3 yesterday. Valentina Hole, though, if you're talking about who the momentum's with, it is with the Austrian, fresh off that home win last time out. Valentina Hole likes this place and may have more pace left in the tank this afternoon. What can she do? Nina Hoffmann, another woman looking for that first win of the season so far. And Nina Hoffmann, perhaps more than anybody else out there, has a race run in her.
Yeah,
that is just about unmatchable.
Yeah, she proved in the O-Gang in the last wood section. She had the speed. She needed to put it together, maybe today.
Is it going to be Hoffmann's day today? Well, there is Val Di Sole, Trentino. So we are not predicted any more rain this afternoon, but as ever here, that could always change.
It's a mountain area, you never know.
So 10 minutes or so before we get underway then. Fans pouring in now for one of the biggest days in downhill racing. We are just outside the town of Mezzana in Trentino. Get ready to do the business in semi-finals. Ronan done there. Tuto Ariki Pene. Let's check out this track then, Cedric. So these new top turns, you come out the start hut, and then this section really, really fast. You could potentially lose more speed than gain it here.
Exactly. Important to keep the speed and make sure to don't lose speed before this first wood section.
As soon as it enters the woods, as soon as you see trees in Val Di Sole, you know things are about to get serious. Super, super steep, really, really rough. And as Cedric alluded to, any material that they've brought in on this track really has kind of been washed away overnight.
It's washed away overnight with the rain and freeze all the practice from juniors and elites.
Oakley Prism, Teo's dog, one of the old school sections, then into the Red Bull jump, the Shimano Rocks, the Vittoria Graphene chill out section. I think chill out's a bit of a misnomer. Then out of the woods and into that ultra fast left hand turn before it slightly flatter one to the right, down to the finish. 1.95 kilometers of bike breaking mountain bike hell.
Yeah, really tough
Here we are,
track.
Val Di Sole, third round of the World Cup. Let's go do your course preview for the week. First corners are pretty much the same. It's all already rutting up pretty good though. You can see people are sliding. I'm sliding. Everything's the same up until here. They've made some course changes here. Same kind of route, but just taped differently. Oh my God, it's powder. What? This is only my second run, so I'm still figuring things out. Oh my God. They've been cutting out a bunch of routes and stuff, making it a bit more rider friendly. That's the wrong line. But yeah, this track's gnarly. Doesn't let up at all the whole way down. I'm missing lines left, right, and center. Wah! Back onto the same bit here. This is the same as last year, but fully new is that they've added so much dirt to even out some of the holes. But it's not lasting very long because it's so dry. They've taped it differently here. This hole's bad already. Gap. Wah! So I'm just really having to focus here. I don't know where I'm going yet. Whoa! Ooh, these routes are gnarly. Okay, I can talk again. Oh my God, no I can't. I don't know where I'm going. Ah! Triple! This bit's really fast. I think this is the third split. Right there. You come in hooking, and it's not over yet. Oh. This section's just changed. They filled all the holes. Way nicer. Wow! That's gnarly. And yeah, just like slight different taping jobs the whole way down. And with filling a lot of the holes in the course, it really improved how this is gonna ride. Brakes are getting hot by now. Hands are starting to hurt, you're getting tired. Physical. Woo! That's drifty. And then here we are off the final ski jump. Wah! Hopefully you don't crash like I did last year. Set up. And pedal to the line. That's course preview.
Just as easy as that then.
I can't believe he took all the way down on the black snake.
Unbelievable. Jackson Goldstone for the Santa Cruz Syndicate. And all those holes he mentioned that are filled in, that was shot at the start of this weekend. There's been a lot of weather, a lot of riders down that course, and I think they're all back, aren't they?
Yes, and like you say, the track changed so much already. Maybe the berms or the lines moved maybe 50 centimeters down, more down. Then it's hard, you know, to keep your line. You need to have plan B and plan C and maybe D on this track.
Here are the downhill women's standings in the overall then. Camille Balanche leads Valentina Hole by just 98 points. Rachel Affordham not racing this weekend in third. Nina Hoffman's in fourth. Monica Harasnik is in fifth. There is Benoit Coulange, a rider many are predicting big things off this afternoon when elite men take to the track. Riders just finishing off their final practice runs and doing the obligatory selfies with the fans at the bottom. And incredibly popular sport, downhill racing, here in this corner of Italy. Valentina Hall!
Oh, she's fast. She's moving fast.
Valley Hall would love to win this in front of her friends and family, still hunting that first win here in Leogang. 51 kilometers an hour, the fastest we've seen yet.
The last World Cup was amazing. It couldn't have been any better.
She is on the mission.
It's been such hard few years racing for me at home, and last year was really, really brutal mentally, and to lay down like that was amazing.
Valentina Hall wins in Leogang. 4.3 seconds, Valentina Hall.
All my family was there, all my friends. Like, it was a massive crowd. All the family from Germany, Munich came over, and it was just special. Like, all my sponsors from home. It was sick. I've been waiting for that win for a long time now, and it's only my 4th elite season, but I mean, winning World Champs was pretty amazing. So Leogang was close, but I think World Champs was still a little bit better.
Valley Hall. Look at the celebrations for the UCI World Champion.
Well, that Annie won as well was just like the icing on the cake. It was amazing to see that, especially because our federation is not strong. Like, we don't really have any support from that side. So it's amazing to see how great the Austrian riders get now, and I feel like it's the first step to also bring more juniors up and to inspire young kids, because the first step is to have role models, and I think Andy and I do a good job now, and it's going to be sick to see what the Austrian future is going to bring. I've done a good job in Leogang, and Lenzheide was not really what I wanted to do, so if I can stay cool and keep the good momentum, like, I know what I can do if I feel good and not stress myself, so I hope I can keep the vibes coming like that. Last year, after World Champs, I was just too tired for my finals run and still got third, so that was amazing. But I feel like this kind of track is really something which plays in my favor. Val Di Sole is the hardest, especially the race we had last year. The track was completely destroyed for finals. They did a lot of work here, so it's cool to see, but still it's super dusty, and I think the dirt is going to move really quick. Hope it's going to be good fast, and there's going to be some rain, so it's going to make everything a little bit more exciting.
Well, exciting it is certainly going to be. Then a 21-year-old from RockShox Trek race team, Valentina Hall, your winner last time out. 5 UCI World Cup wins to her name, 8 UCI World Cup podiums, that World Championship title won last year in Ligier in France. Just once on the podium here in Val Di Sole. Let's take a look at the start list now for the women, and some breaking news for you. We are hearing that during her last practice run, Camille Ballange, the fastest qualifier from yesterday, did have a crash that caused a red flag. We will give you an update on her condition as soon as we know. Sharna Hearn will get us underway. We've also heard that Frida Running will not start for the Union. Veronica Vidman, Anna Newkirk, the business end of things then. Gracie Hemstreet, Baumann, great run from her in qualifying. Cabarrou, Blewett, Hull and Ballange. As I say, we will update you on Camille Ballange as soon as we hear any more. Apparently there was a crash in her final practice run that caused a red flag. The third round of the series, and a really, really different track to what we've had so far, Cedric.
Yeah, the track moved. It's back to the real Black Snake, and that's why maybe start to have some crashes. I mean, it's been a long week of practice and pushing every day. Then maybe some people burn some cartridge. They're maybe tired now. Maybe that's why they start to crash, and it's a final day today, semi-final and final. Not easy on that track. Not easy at all here in the UCI Mountain Bike Downhill World Cup. Val Di Sole, Trentino. Final adjustments being made to bikes at the very top. Riders just going through their own mental and physical warm-up routines. Downhill racing, perhaps more than any other discipline of mountain biking, really tests both to the absolute limits.
Exactly, and it's a lot of respect on that track too. A lot of people, you know, they go to the start and they know they have to respect that track.
Well, first in the gate for us today then is going to be Sharna Hearn for the YT mob.
From Australia.
From Australia, indeed. Sharna Hearn getting ready for the beeps. Just warming those legs up.
So much going on in her head right now. She knows she have to deliver and she have to dump the black snake.
And there is about to be so much going on in front of her front wheel. We will see a full run here from Sean. Just to get you all acclimatized to the severity of what we're talking about today.
You can see the preparation. Make sure it's nothing in the goggle. Getting ready, get a little routine, breathe.
So the semi-finals, we will be going to 10 plus protected into the finals.
How important it is to be protected today.
Yeah, massively. This is where it pays off. So Sean Ahern gets us underway here at the UCI Mountain Bike Downhill World Cup in Val Di Sole, Trentino, in Italy, in the elite women's semi-finals race. Safely over that road gap, Cedric. These turns, as I said at the start of the broadcast, there's more time to be lost up here potentially than made.
Exactly, you're totally right, and you have to watch out due to that rain last night, a little bit like 2 hours of rain. You need to be careful on those corners. They look grippy, but they're not. And what I heard this morning, you have to be on your toes.
Yep, the Australian national champion rocketing down towards the woods, and this is where it gets serious. Feast your eyes on this. If you want an example of why these bikes look so overbuilt and have so much suspension and such big brakes, in here is the reason. Val Di Sole, Trentino.
See in that corner, a lot of mud, and we see different patch, different color of dirt. This means in soft spots is when the dirt is light, and when it's darker, it's a lot more grippy. But still, you see, she's losing the grip a little bit due of the rain last night, and this is going to be a big part today.
Yeah, apparently that section, the sort of the rock sort of double jumps, really glassy, really moist still. But then you look through here and it looks bone dry. So a really, really difficult set of conditions to judge.
Really hard to predict what is going to happen under your wheels. You just hope you get the right, tire choice. It's going to be important today. Setup on suspension, not too soft, not too hard. Braking as well, big rudders to make sure they don't overheat. This is a black snake.
Yeah, brake cooling, a big factor here, as Jackson Goldstone mentioned on his GoPro course preview for us. And that is the temperature in the discs and the pads rise as the performance drops off, as the fluid starts to boil.
Really important to don't brake so hard to make sure the bike's still rolling in the corner to clean up those tires.
Look how slick this looks here.
Exactly, this corner is really, really slick. It looked like a big berm, but it's not really. And those rocks on the top of it are really, really shiny and slippery.
Yeah, it's been a tough week for the downhill mob here, because when we first arrived here, the dust was so deep in those first practice sessions. Many riders making the move to the taller, chunkier, spiked tires. Then it rained, so they stayed on those, and then over the course of yesterday, that changed back to the full dries.
Yeah, it's tricky, and sometimes, like, some people have a mix of a tire, maybe a little bit more meat on the front with big knobs, and on the bottom, maybe a drier tire just to have a better rolling. It all depends your style, your riding, and your confidence, really. And looking at the people don't help as well, It just trick with your mind.
Experience absolutely crucial, and being confident with those different setups as we jump on board a live drone, and it gets super steep down here. I mean, it's steep from start to finish, but
yeah, we can see with that drone shot the speed. She had to carry speed on those big routes. This is going to be important for those jumps. You see in the corner the bike is floating a little bit, just really hard to get good grip.
And this is what's really interesting about this track is, I mean, certainly compared to the other ones that we've been to already this season, you hear a lot of talk about it being so much steeper, but there's also those big, fast, high compression sections as well. So setting the bike up, it's never going to be perfect. You've got to be willing to compromise.
Yeah, you have to compromise. They've been working really hard with telemetry and people from suspension, talking about what they feel, what they want. Really important to feel comfortable and have a bike balanced. You want something with balance all the way down, especially when the track is getting steeper and steeper. Really hard to make it perfect all the way, down, and because different part of the track, it's steepness.
It's really, really tough. Telemetry really has come into downhill racing. That is setting all kinds of sensors and transponders onto the bike to work out what it's doing through. I heard absolutely great through there. What it's doing for these big compressions and big holes. But chatted to Jordy from Fox Suspension earlier on today, and he said telemetry's not everything. You've got to go and ride or feel as well, and a lot of that relationship between a rider and a suspension engineer to actually translate what they want the bike to do, absolutely crucial. Let's see this big fly-off jump then. Whoa, Ahern getting big air then into that final left-hand corner.
A lot more grippy on that corner than it was yesterday. It was a lot of dust at the exit.
Let's get her down to the line then. Sharon Ahern for the YT mob is going to stop the clock with a 4:31.343. That's a good time. It's some 3 seconds quicker than she went in qualifying yesterday, so she's on an upward trajectory.
That's good, and what a respect to start first too.
Back into the gate then, Cecile van der Velden for Belgium. The Commensal process.
Really tall girl, lean. Using the outside line so far, it's grippy.
You can see a real rut forming in that corner there. We head just down the track a bit to see how Cecile van der Velden is getting on. She's 7 seconds back on that time from Ahern then, so that time from Sharon Ahern looking good, Cedric.
Looking good. She looked like she did what she had to do on the steeper part with a braking zone, and not so easy, especially when you start first. You know,
it's hard, isn't it? And
it's hard to judge. I mean, you had the practice this morning, but evolution of the track.
You can really see it's a real mixture of conditions out there.
Charging hard all the way to the finish though.
It is extremely dry out there at the minute. As Cecile van der Velden crossed the line, 7.5 back with a 4:38 behind Sharon Ahern. Back to the top now. Millie Jonseth, the Canyon Collective Factory team from Norway. Heads out of the gate.
Important to attack as well on those corners. You cannot cruise down. Those cranks are important just to get the first feel of the track, and this is race day. Outside line here. Back when it counts. 2.9 on the split, 4. She's on red, losing a little bit of time. But we know a lot of time, you can make a lot of time at the bottom, but now it's too late for her.
Yeah, just for some context, she qualified 12th yesterday with a time that was 18 seconds back on Camille Ballanche. 43 kilometers an hour as we get Millie Jonseth down the line then for the Canyon Collective Factory team. What is she going to stop the clock at? A 4:33 into second place for Jonseth. So just a reminder then, this is the semi-finals, which means we are going to get down to the fastest 10 women plus any protected riders. Outside of that, here is Veronica Widman then. Listen to the noise for this rider, the Italian national champion riding for Continental Nuke-Proof Factory Racing. You can see that Nuke-Proof just gobbling away at those braking bumps.
Looking good on those corners. Like she was really low position, tried to feel the grip, important, the contact. You need to have that feel of the tire just grabbing the grip, getting those side knobs.
Yeah, she was faster as well, but she's dropped 0.2 of a second back. A bit nose heavy off the big drop, but gets away with it. Widman, that corner looks like it's getting really blown out in the middle of it.
And we saw that last wood section really important. A lot of time could be made there, or lost.
Let's get Widman down the line then. The Italian stops the clock in second place, just 0.3 behind Sharon Ahern. So good run from Sharon Ahern, first out of the traps.
Yeah, she looked good all the way down.
Anna Newkirk then from the USA for Beyond Racing, currently 10th in the overall standings, having a great little season, Anna Newkirk. What can she do this afternoon? Yes, Cedric, we saw during the junior racing yesterday, position on the bike, really, really key, and it's so easy to get moved backwards through the steep bits.
Exactly, and forward as well when it gets steep and when you're tired. We saw in the juniors, some people losing time at the bottom just because they tried too hard at the top. Really hard to be consistent all the way down.
1.7 back now for Anna Newkirk. She was well out in front there by nearly 2 seconds at the second split, but again, we saw that in the junior racing yesterday, the middle down of this track, when riders start getting tired and there's those steep sections, that is where I think a lot of time lies this afternoon.
Between split 3 and 4, it's go time.
Newkirk then across the line in 4th. Tanny Seagrave then for Canyon Collective FMD.
So good to have her back into racing.
Seagrave, one of the most popular downhillers out there, 9th in the overall at the minute, still looking for that big push. good for those top turns. Let's see
Yeah,
what the
kicks
splits
fast.
say. 1.89 seconds to the good for Tani Seagrave.
That's good. It's consistent. She's getting a confidence back. That's what she needs. And she's strong. She's technical.
She said at the start of the week that she's had good results here in the past. She's won here in the past, but not because she likes the place, because she finds it quite intimidating, so that pushes her to up her level. But she's looking good to take the hot seat here.
She definitely gave some good push today on the Sami.
Not a protected rider either, so she will be hoping to slot that bike home in a good position, which she does. 1.7 quicker than Sharna Hearn for Seagrave. Now back to her young teammate who got her first elite level podium last time out, Phoebe Gale. The two of these two, like sisters, you never see one without seeing the other. The 18-year-old, just like a sponge, soaking up as much information from Tani as she can and getting faster every week.
Yeah, and having a good relationship as well with your teammate, this is key. You can share lines. A good atmosphere in the team, this is part of the game as well. Whoa, taking the chance there, she got to the ground. Use the outside line.
Phoebe Gale goes down, which brings us sort of handily onto one of the stories of the juniors yesterday. Ryan Pinkerton with a crash.
He was there.
And then he got back up and he was green at the splits.
Unbelievable ride, and we will see him more and more.
Monica Hrasnik for Dorval, AM Commensal. So it's a good point, Cedric, isn't it? Whereas the tracks we've been to this season already, there's lots of opportunity to lose a fraction of time here and there. Hard to get it back. This place, it's so technical and it's so steep, you can't make it back up again.
Yeah, no, you have to make sure you don't lose time. She was using the full berm just to get confident. She have the speed, she have the technique. She just needs a little click.
Yep, Phoebe Gale then out with a crash.
It's greasy, it's still greasy. We see the bike moving left and right. This have nothing to do with tires or suspension setup. It's just because the dirt, the upper part of the dirt is really slippery.
So she's 0.5 of a second back. Cedric, tire choice wise, from what you've seen so far, what do you think people are going to be going with?
I saw everything. I saw full spike, half cut, and full dry tires, and I even see combo of half cut on the back tire for the mud and a dry tire. It's just like more meat, more knobs to try to grab the nice dirt under, or in those patch section when it's really puffy dust, try to get the nice dirt under. It's really hard. This is all about feeling what you feel. But it's looking good so far.
0.7 of a second up now, the European champion Hrasnik. This is going well for her. So when Cedric talks about the half-cut spike, it's a full mud tire, but then just with the top of it removed. That's right.
Exactly, and some people even recut on the top just to get the side knobs, like for the corner, and they cut a little bit the top of the tire to have a better rolling resistance, like less resistance, and to carry the speed.
I think whenever the conditions are this mixed, it's ultimately about rider confidence, isn't it? Whatever you think in your head is going to work for you, go with that.
Exactly, and look what you feel like. It's all about the feeling on the bike, and don't look too much what other people are doing, because if not, it's going to mess in your head, and at the end of the day, you don't know what to do anymore.
Okay, Hrasnik nearly a second faster now. She isn't protected, but she is 5th in the overall as we start this race. So there are points up for grabs in the semi-final. So Hrasnik on a good one here.
Yeah, she's looking good because she's like releasing the brakes when she have to don't make sure, like she makes sure she don't stall the bike. She needs to carry that little momentum, especially on those sections, to carry speed, and
3.2 seconds up now for Hrasnik. So she's made great sense of that middle section. So difficult not to lock a wheel here. That's where I guess if you're watching downhill for the first time, a lot of the craft and the art is you notice that she's hardly locking that rear wheel at all. She's keeping the bike moving.
And the front to make sure she don't dive into the suspension 200 millimeters of travel. You want to stay high on that.
If the front wheel starts locking, you know you're in trouble. But here we go. Monica Hrasnik, let's get her down the line, then goes into that right-hander slightly flatter.
Carry a lot of speed there.
Carries a lot of speed, the Slovenian. She comes down. Is this going to be new hot seat time? Monica Hrasnik goes fastest by 4.5 seconds, knocking Tani Seagrave out of the hot seat. A great run for Hrasnik.
That's a great run. She did the job when she had to between split 3 and 4. And I think that's the key today.
Here comes the Hoff then. Nina Hoffman is protected. She's had a couple of knee problems this season so far, but the German rider, when she can get on a run, she gets on a run.
Really physical rider.
She proved us in Leogang in the technical part when she unleashed the beast. She's so fast.
Really
but can
fast.
she make it down?
Oh! Hoffman goes down. Look at that dust.
Oh, the seat is cricket.
Oh no.
And this is horrible for riding. It's better to take your time.
Shakes the head.
Yes.
Helmet probably full of dust. Goggles full of dust.
And it's still cricket, the seat a little bit. This is hard because it's touching your knee.
Yep.
Yeah, really hard, and you get focused on that, and you already got focused on your crash. Why? And you have so many questions, but you need to go ahead and forget about that and go.
Let's get back to the top then. Gracie Hemstreet leaves the start hut. Having a great first elite season, Gracie Hemstreet for Norco Factory Racing from Canada.
Canada delivered every good rider, especially every year.
Every year,
Every year.
every single year, there are fast Canadians out there. One of the big downhill nations. And she is a 10th of a second to the good at the first split, Hemstreet, but there's plenty more Black Snake to go.
That's what I was saying. When it's greasy and technical and difficult like this, is good for Canada.
Yeah, and interesting as well, Hemstreet, a very, very light, compact rider, and we've seen over the years they go well here because they don't get stuck in those holes. They can sort of stay up on the roots above them.
Yeah, we saw that on the elite men's and even juniors, like different body shape, but yeah, it's still a Black Snake you need to dump here.
Yeah, you need to keep your wits about you on this track. She's 2.2 faster now, so there is plenty of time still up there.
Especially that technical part, it's so steep, so many roots, a lot of compression in the corners, really hard, you need to use your legs, your arm, and try to look ahead, like at least 3 or 4 meters ahead, like to point the next corner, really important.
We talked yesterday about how important it was to stay over that front axle. Even when you're tired, you need to stay forward because that's what weights the front wheel and that's what you're doing your braking with.
Yeah, this is getting so hard there because you have another big wall you need to attack after that little flat part. You need to breathe. Every little downtime you need to recover as quick as possible just to attack this section. And it's 4.2 on the split 3. Looking great.
Looking great. She was 8th in the semi-final last time out in Leogang. She's looked like she's going to go better than that here today. 4 seconds to the good. Now, oh, the front end. Just wanting to get away from her there. Hemstreet muscles it back into position.
Still a lot of fesh in this wood section there.
Yeah, super loose, powdery dust, almost like smoke. You can see a big tire mark on the back of her trousers there as well. That's where the back of the bike, this track is so steep that it will kick the riders from behind.
I love the way like she's letting the bike play, like leave, like she's not squeezing it with the knee. She tried to let the bike move, but control it. This is really important.
Hemstreet going really well here. 5.5 seconds now, 55 kilometers an hour through the speed trap. As she goes off this big fly-off jump.
Whoa, set it big there.
And you're coming into that last turn, just trying to hold yourself up in the bike. Hemstreet for Norco Factory then. Heading down the line, what is she going to stop the clock at? Is this going to be our new hot seat time? Gracie Hemstreet crosses the line with a 4:18.7.
Oh, she just built the ride all the way when it was technical and important and difficult. She managed.
So she's 6 seconds faster, but crucially still outside that fastest qualifying time of 4:11 from yesterday from Camille Balanche. Lisa Baumann then. Young Swiss rider with a bright future ahead of her, riding for Commensal Les Ors. Commensal Les Ors doing a great job of bringing young talent through into the sport, so she looked fast through there.
Yeah, be careful to don't give too much energy on the top part of the course, and she was green on the first one and lost some time on the split 2.
Yeah, she's given just over half a second away somewhere, but all action from Baumann as we've come to expect from her.
Yeah, it's possible, like when you're on the split 3, when you're 4, it's going to be a lot harder now.
But as I say, we did see Ryan Pinkerton have a crash yesterday and right back to a podium.
Exactly, and bottom part of the track. I actually need to start moving now. Those roots, like we don't see on TV too much, but it's a little bit of an off-camber there, and those roots on of course, the side, the direction you don't want.
None of them face the way you want in this place.
Exactly, and you have to carry a lot of speed over those roots to make sure, like, faster you go through, better it is.
Roars of alley for Lisa Baumann then. Cedric Ravenel, our team manager, will be up on course, of course.
Important to have those people on the track to tell you where you did good and wrong, but
So after Baumann, then we have got 4 of the fastest in the world headed your way. Marine Caballero, Jess Blewett, Valentina Hull, Camille Ballanche. Just to reiterate, then we have heard that Camille Ballanche had a crash in a practice run earlier this morning, caused a red flag out on the course. We're still waiting to hear on the state of her if she's okay, but plenty of drama here in Italy.
Hard for Lisa Baumann on that wood section. Split 3 and 4, that's where she lost a lot of time.
The Swiss rider down the line then. It's still Hemstreet who leads. Baumann then goes third. A good run for her.
Yes. Like she can make a lot of time at the bottom. If she go and study a little bit there and talk to the team manager, she can make a good thing there.
Marine Caballero then, a rider really on the comeback trail for Scott Downhill Factory Racing, the French woman.
Oh, she's aggressive, she's talented, and she's getting a confident back. That's what we want to see, Marine.
It's really, really tough, isn't it, Cedric? In that you're fired up in that start hut, you want to go out and you want to attack this track, but those first turns, you've got to stay committed and stay calm. But she's within a second here, so making good work of it. 55 kilometres to the good now from Marine Caballero in the semi-finals here, where we're looking for our fastest 10 plus any protected riders outside of that.
She know what to do. She went up yesterday and walked the track again because she was not happy about the bottom section of this wood section.
Whoa.
Then we'll see if she did her homework great.
Going well through there. You can see those big, burly triple clamp suspension forks on the front of the Scott bike. The Fox 40. Super, super stiff forks with loads of suspension travel.
Oh, hey, look at that. Like she, you know, like when you see a rider, like try to analyze a little bit the corner, heads up. This means it's okay. Like she's 1.2 on the split 4, lost a little bit of time.
55 kilometers an hour through the speed drop for Caballero.
There are 2 lines there, you know, you have the over the rock on the inside or just in the middle, like what Marion did.
5 UCI World Cup wins to her name then, plus the overall title in 2020. Wow, she narrowly missed out to Tracy Hanna in 2019, but Caballero heading up towards the bottom, 1.2 back at split 4. See if she's made any time up then on that last split as she heads towards the final jump. The French woman, nice and clean in the semi-final, shakes her head. Caballero goes second, 1.5 back with a 4:20. So
she shake her head because I think she knows she used too much brake at the bottom and she know that.
Jess Blewett then leaves the start hut, gloveless.
Gloveless!
Yeah, that is something that the Kiwi riders, Sam Blenkinsop, kind of made his own Keegan Wright as well.
Exactly. Sometimes it's just the feeling they like to have the grip and not something between the grip and your hand.
Whoa.
Oh, she looked good. She's drifting.
Fast.
When you're drifting like this, means business.
Jess Blewett looking fast there, and it is fast. She was 3 seconds at the second split. She's lost a bit of time at the third one, but
when you see the bike sliding sideways like this, woo!
Blewett then on a run on that GT.
Looking good. You see all the movement there on the terrain, you know, it's not a down moment. Everything, you need to be active. You cannot sit down and relax. Important here to release the brake when you have to. It's steep. You don't want to build so much stress on your fork. You know, you don't want to dive into the trouble.
No, it's all energy dispersion here. The 20-year-old from New Zealand then on the GT. She's lost a little bit of time, but what we always say, Cedric, doesn't matter what the number says as long as the light's green.
And how do you know when you don't know? You're like, she's still trying her best. Oh, a little bit outside there. Lost the front a little bit on that route.
Currently in 12th in the overall at the start of this weekend.
She was great on the split too. Really good, like 3 off there. It's pretty amazing.
So her quali time was a 4:14. She was third fastest yesterday. Is she going to go faster than that today? Oh, bike nearly getting away from underneath her there. Blewett heads down the line outside her qualifying time then, but where is this going to put her in the order today? Blewett crossed the line in second place, so Hemstreet hangs on.
Great finish.
100th of a second.
That's a lot of time.
Valentina Hull then, the winner last time out at home in Leogang in Austria, leaves the start hut to get her semi-final run underway.
After, you know, those couple wins lately, she's ready and fire up, and mentally she's ready.
She was unstoppable in Leogang, won every session. The Austrian rider the UCI world champion from Ligier last season.
Oh, she's delivering what she have to do. She's confident.
Plenty of airtime from Valentina Hull, and she's 4.7 seconds faster at split free. Cedric, she's beasted the top of this track.
She beast from the first corner all the way down. She knows she can make a 56 kilometers an hour. Something I love about Val is like she looks like she's one piece. Like the bike and herself just make one person, and this is incredible, especially on the Black Snake. You know, that corner was amazing. She carries so much speed.
Yeah, and we saw this from Bodie Kuhn in the junior men's race yesterday on that Trek Factory Racing session. The bike looked perfectly set up. He looked at one with it, which is so difficult to do in a venue as steep and as rough as the Black Snake here in Val Di Sole, Trentino. 3.9 now. She was nearly 5 seconds out front at one stage.
Oh, like it was hard for her to break the bike on those two steep corners there.
Yeah, oh, maybe just starting to tire slightly, but she has time to play with.
She's maybe getting tired as well. You know, when you attack the track that hard. Oh, send it big though.
Massive send from Valentina Hull.
56 kilometers an hour on the speed trap.
Nearly 4 seconds then. Are we going to see a new hot seat time from Valentina Hull? And she is protected. So this is a sighting run. Big scrub over the bridge. Valentina Hull, your fastest rider in the semi-final so far by 4.3 seconds.
Right.
One rider to go then at the top, and it is the overall champ, Camille Ballanche. Gets ready, the fastest qualifier from yesterday. What can she do? She is protected. She's got that overall title leader's jersey on. We're hearing she had a crash earlier on today. What sort of form has it left her in?
We never know. We know now if she's ready after that crash this morning. Definitely play a big part in her head for sure.
Let's jump on board the drone then. She is faster, but it's not by much. A tenth of a second behind Valentina Hull and Camille Ballanche.
This is to tell you how prepared she is mentally, you know. But she's 1.8 on the spread 3.
Fastest qualifier from yesterday, the Swiss rider.
So hard to get out on the bike after a crash just before your semi-final. You have to be strong in your head, especially when you have to face the Black Snake.
The 33-year-old, but she's moving back now, so nearly 2 seconds back on that time. Valentina Hull has done something special in that middle section, Cedric.
Yes, she did.
That's that turn that we saw Hull absolutely detonate and carry a load of speed out.
She basically destroyed the corner.
But this is a tidy run from Ballanche, and this is what Camille Ballanche does so well, is she makes everything look millimeter perfect.
Yeah, she's, you know, she let the bike play. Good attitude.
2.7 back now, so she is protected, Camille Ballanche. But Cedric, just try and put yourself inside her helmet. Do you want to put a fastest run down the semi-final? Do you want to just get a cruiser down, and is it somewhere in between?
No, it's something in between, especially when you had a crash this morning. You want to know how you feel, because if you have to do one run, it have to be the final run. Then I think she's doing a steady run, especially on the technical part.
Okay, well, Cedric thinks Camille Ballanche is boxing clever, so she's outside her fastest quality time of 4:11, crosses the line, 3.686 back then for Camille Ballanche. Is that a worrying margin? Would that worry you?
No, I think it's a run just to get back the confidence from the crash this morning. This is a run to go down. She have to do one run, and she will probably give everything she have in the tank for the final. This
is shaping up to be a fantastic rivalry this season. Ballanche versus Hull.
Yes. This is good. That's what we want to see.
Well, here is the results then of the semi-final of the elite women. Valentina Hull, your fastest, 3.686 behind her is Camille Ballanche. Hemstreet, superb ride for her in 3rd place. So it is protected, so we will take the 10 fastest riders through, plus any that were protected that finished outside of that.
Look this slow-mo. Look how hard.
Oh.
Suspension are working.
Wow. Well, she is on top of her game at the minute, and we can hear now from Valentina Hull. I want to see that scrub shot again.
Oh, that scrub was just unbelievable.
Here we go.
Oh, so beautiful.
Let's hear from her now.
I'm joined here by Valentina Hull. What a huge run that was. More than 3.5 seconds faster than Camille. Finishing off with a little scrub at the end there. It looked like you enjoyed yourself.
Well, it's kind of hard to enjoy Val Di Sole. It's mega rough and it's all about like saving energy. So again, like I'm just trying to rest now and try to be as recovered as possible for the final run.
So how can you improve on that run, or are you just going to keep it the same? What are you going to work on between now and the final?
Well, I changed loads of lines yesterday after quali because I just couldn't figure out the track. So I feel like now it's the second time I actually rode all the lines I want to do in finals. So just sticking to lines and enter a bit quicker and trying to not fuck it up.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. I was going to apologise for swearing
again.
Sorry, we apologise for that. Thank you very much, Vali.
There you have it then. Apologies for Valentina Hull's language, but enjoying herself with that one. And
She changed lines because she wasn't feeling comfortable.
I don't know. One thing I'm learning about Valentina Hull is, apart from being a bit sweary when she's relaxed, she's very, very fast when she's relaxed. It just seems to be clicking for her at the
Yeah,
moment.
it looked like something happened between last year, getting confident, and when she's confident, she's dangerous. But what amazed me the most is the way she just make one piece with the bike and she tells the bike what to do. It just like connect. It looked like it's all connected. It's not like, it looked like she's part of the frame, you know?
Yeah.
And
You can
this
see it all moves as one piece. The body of the bike, absolutely superb form.
yeah, she let the bike go, and when she have to, and don't over brake and carry speed. Exit speed is important. She's finding out the keys to success.
Well, let's see who of the elite men, 60 of the world's fastest, then headed your way as we attempt to get it down to 30 for the finals here in Val Di Sole, Trentino, at the third round of the UCI Mountain Bike Downhill World Cup. It still feels great to say that. A busy afternoon of racing awaits. Riders at the top warming up. Everyone's got their different routines. Cedric, what were you a fan of up at the top?
I don't know. Everyone, some people are juggling, some people are doing sprints. I was just looking at everyone. But it's so important, your routine is where you feel comfortable, you know what you have to do, and when you have this clear, it's something to make you feel more relaxed. How relaxed you can be before you attack the black snake, but...
Well, here is the standings at the start of this one then. Loic Bruni leads the way by 102 points from his good friend Lars Vergy. Andreas Kolb after that win, third. Isles, Williams, the fastest qualifier from yesterday, up in fifth. Ronan Dunn, 13th. Dakota Norton, 14th. Bernard Kern, 15th. Dylan Levesque, what a season he's having, in 16th. Antoine Vidal not racing due to a shoulder injury, I believe, an arm injury. But getting ready to go here for the elite men's semi-finals. An intriguing prospect awaits here in Val Di Sole, Trentino. And 2 race runs in a day for the downhill stars this year as part of this new format. What a place to have to do it. 2 runs of the Black Snake.
Exactly, yeah, I think it was difficult, but now even more difficult.
Well, Thibaut Lally for Pink Bike Racing will kick us off shortly. Jack Piercy, good friends with Antoine Vidal, third. Dante Silva, Kate Edwards in there for Track Factory Racing, Gravity, Hugo Frick still on. Matt Walker, Enduro World Cup winner from last weekend. Adam Brayton, loving this place. Roger Vieira, massive crash for Impact Racing, aptly named earlier on the weekend. Mark Wallace for Norco Factory Team. Max Hartenstern, Oliver's War. We edge towards the business end of things then. Greg Menard, Norton, Kerr, Isles, Daprella, Levesque, Tyrion, Bruni, Atwill, Brosnan.
So many people.
Shaw,
We're
Dunn,
right so
Walker,
fast.
Estac, Vergier, Hart, Kolb, Remy Meyer-Smith, one of the sensations of yesterday's qualifying session. Charlie Hatton, Goldstone, Greenland, and Williams. What a mix-up yesterday was.
Yes. We know something is hard to judge, the speed of everyone. I saw so many people changing, like rudders after the first run and tires, and wow, you have to play something in your head, in your mindset. And this
Sometimes,
morning,
as a mechanic, you've just got to do it because it'll make the rider happier.
yes, and you have to listen. And if the rider tell you I want this, just do it. If he feel good in his head because he make the right decision. Yeah, look like some people are still running full on spikes.
So full spikes. Thibaut Lally in the gate for Pink Bike Racing then.
Yeah, still greasy though in some parts we saw on the women's. Maybe a good choice for semi-final to maybe keep those spike or half spike tires with big knobs, higher knobs. Maybe you have to be careful on those first corner though, bike park corners. kind of hard pack.
See a couple of the racers off the right-hand side of your shot then, just checking out what this will look like as Lally gets ready to leave the start hut and lead us into our elite men's semi-final. And Thibaut Lally leaves the start hut for Pink Bike Racing.
From France. Oh, nice whip. Whoa, whoa.
Steady on, Thibaut. You're not at the BMX track now. Through these fast corners where...
Oh, pumping in the corner, try to feel the grip. This is what you do on the bike to make sure you feel the grip. You know, how little drift you have, especially on the spike tires, because the knobs are higher.
Yeah, knobs are higher to dig into the dirt, but that also means that you're slightly further off the ground and the tire can just deform underneath you. But as soon as you hit the trees here in Val Di Sole, you know that things are about to get extremely tough and extremely technical.
And that entrance of that wood section is so hard because it's 2 or 3 drops coming in really fast, and you compress the bikes, and again you jump and compress. This there, really hard because it is off camber in there, and you take the inside line. That's good. I saw this in practice. It's 3 line there.
Yeah, Lally making good sense of that section. And look at the dust in this bit compared to what we've just seen. Literally, the difference between those last 2 camera shots in terms of terrain and how dry it is, night and day.
And the sun is out a little bit. That's why you see a difference between the wood section really dark and all of a sudden really bright, because the sun came out a little bit. You see, he released you see his hands up, just to relax his hand because he feels tired on his fingers. That's unbelievable.
If it was me, it would be surrender. It would be, I don't want to do it anymore. Please get me off this bike. But Lally just shaking his hands out, letting some blood back into his fingers because they're on the levers the whole time, aren't they?
Yes. What a shot, though.
Yeah, great to see. Thibaut Lally then moving now. He's on his way to set our benchmark time. The young Frenchman.
Yeah, carrying speed everywhere. Yeah, attacking the track though.
He's
really
looking good, isn't he?
Yes.
Yeah, not afraid to go big. He's done Red Bull Hardline a few times, Thibaut Lally.
Yeah, looking comfortable on the bike.
Look at the dust in here, and this is where those spiked tires, Cedric, you reckon could be critical.
Yeah, it's like 3 line there. The line he's doing, the line in the middle and the line way outside. 3 lines there is all what you feel better, because the exit speed is really important there to attack, and knows a critical part with all those roots. You see, he stalled a little bit there. You want to carry a lot of speed. You don't want to dive in those roots. You have to go over it, like basically motocross whoop section. Keep the gas in.
Yeah, this is one of those places that it's just, you know, you go to other tracks around the world with your average mountain biker hat on and you go, yeah, I could get down here maybe. You walk down the side of the Black Snake and it's just...
Yes. Oh, teasing, like, look good. Love to see those tricks. Sometimes it's good for your head just to have a little trick, just to... You need to have fun on the track, especially today on the Black Snake. Fun is part of the game.
Fast is fun and fun is fast. Thibaut Lally makes that little gap. You can just see how rough and how fast this place is. So,
like the way he's active on the bike, trying to pick up the bike sometimes just to carry a little bit more speed. Way inside here.
Way inside there, actually, yeah. You see the hands just getting stretched out again there in that little section.
Even sit down a little bit.
So many things to remember on the way down here for a rider, Cedric. And once you're tired and that lactic acid starts pumping, difficult.
Yeah. And when your eyes start to look at the knobs of your tire, it means no good.
When your eyes start bouncing off the inside of your goggles. There's that big inside line then we just saw Lally do. Saw a lot of that in the juniors yesterday.
Yeah, it's a big drop though on the inside line.
Here we go, the big fly off jump. Lally enjoying himself out there in the Black Snake, you'd have to say. You can see the puff of dirt, it just changes the whole way around that corner.
Yeah, a lot of people was getting a lot more inside this morning. Sitting down. Definitely did a lot of whip. Every jump he whipped it.
Yeah, he enjoyed it, didn't he? Thibaut Lally then crosses the line with a 3:55.484. So just for some context then, fastest qualifying time, Jordan Williams was a 3:36 from yesterday. So plenty more time left on this Trentino hillside. Luke Mumford from the UK now.
Oh, aggressive there, like cranking in the middle of the corner.
We did see a couple of times in the junior races that riders throwing away a load of time by being too aggressive up the top.
Yes, but it's hard, you know, when it's go time, you know, it's hard. You're excited, you want to go. Oh!
Setting the bike down in a big hole there, Mumford, but he's 3.8 now.
It's great, he's pushing.
Split 4, Luke Mumford going well here in Italy.
It's getting rough there, so rough.
Yeah, and you can see what that done for his speed. It just killed it that bit.
Yes, a lot of braking bumps there on this corner.
Mumford then, down the line. Is he going to go into the hot seat? Let's see.
Oh, yeah.
No, 4 seconds back, so I think he did lose time in that turn, maybe slightly before it as well on Lally. Jack Piercy then, one of the big talents in the sport for Commencal Les Or. Great to watch on a bike. He and Antoine Vidal, two young men making big names for themselves. Vidal not racing today with an arm injury.
You need to push, yeah, and that's what he's doing on split 4, and that's exactly what he have to do.
We saw this during the juniors as well, didn't we? A lot of the time seems to be at the bottom of the track. Is that just rider fitness?
Yeah, fitness, and because it's steeper and steeper, you need to save so much energy. Yeah, it looked maybe like a 30 seconds last wood section, like the last split, but you know, so important to keep so much energy there.
Piercy on the gas then, down the line, pedals over that final jump, keeps her on the deck and crosses the line 2.7 seconds quicker than Mumford, excuse me, who did go into the hot seat. Lally in third. Sam Blenkinsop then, well...
Gloves or no gloves?
No gloves.
No
we
gloves.
saw Jess Blue of white gloves, Sam Blenkinsop not wearing the Miller.
New Zealand style.
On that Crestline bike, a really, really nice push bike up close when you get a good look at it.
And this is a rider you look and you want to take your bike and go, because this is excellence.
Yeah,
in style.
One of those riders who rides a bike the way you think you ride a bike in your head. He was half a second to the good at the second split, but he's 2.4 seconds back now. The big Kiwi speed trap edging up towards 60 kilometers an hour.
That's really fast.
That's extremely fast, and given that this is one of the steeper places we go on about, that just highlights how fast the bits in between the steep bits are.
Oh, Blank, I love when he's doing that. He finished the corner and he used suspension to just jump into the next corner. That's Blanky.
Yeah, it just compresses the bike and then pops back out of it. Then Sam Blenkinsop up over the line in third, 3 seconds back behind Jack Piercy. Cedric, a lot of the talk at the bottom as we get ready to get Fernando Juan Munoz for Colombia out of the gate. A lot of the talk at the end of the...
charging!
That's exactly what I meant, that you can lose time up there as well.
Yeah, but when you give so much at the start, you better have a lot in the tank.
This man trained by the legend it is, Chicoero, back in Colombia, 2.7 seconds back now. It's going well for the Colombian down here.
Oh, I did great split too. You have a lot in the tank, because when you attack the second corner like that, that's confidence there.
There's confidence in it. So we will be taking 30 plus any protected riders who make it outside of that through to the final. So Munoz making a case for a place in the finals here, the Colombian. Great to see so many South American riders here racing in Italy. Munoz crosses the line then in first, 1.7 seconds quicker than Jack Piercy. Great time.
Yeah, great time. Like foot out on the mythical corner.
Yeah, the famous corner.
Famous corner.
Here we go, the Cruz missile then. Lucas Cruz for Norco Factory Racing. Yes, Cedric, Adam Brayton just telling me at the end of his final practice run that he thinks that the riders in the second half of quali will have the track at its fastest, because it's going to continue to dry that bit more. Do you agree with that? Or
I think it will dry.
Yeah,
it will dry. We saw it with the juniors yesterday. It's almost a similar condition today. It rained overnight, like I heard, like 2 hours. It will dry, and it will go faster.
Yeah, Cruz, big physical rider, but he's 6 seconds back now. He's the first man in the 60-kilometer-an-hour club.
Lost some time,
Yeah,
a lot of time. Like wood section was really hard for him.
It's gone away from him somewhere up there, Lucas Cruz. So he could put himself on the bubble with this one.
You know, it's so many corners, and if you grab too much brakes all the time in all those corners, it just add up more and more and more.
Can you get into trouble here chasing a run as we see Preston Williams leave the start? Can you get into trouble just pushing that little bit too hard, and then the mistakes keep coming, you keep pushing?
Yeah, and you keep sinking and more, and it just the translation of that, it's your brain telling you to brake and more, and add up tiredness, and this is you paying the bill at the end.
Preston Williams for the UK then on that specialised demo bike. We will be seeing another UK rider on a specialised demo. Jordan Williams will be the last man at the top of the hill. Fastest qualifier from yesterday, and as Cedric said earlier on this morning in our production meeting, proven that Lenzerheide was by no means a fluke.
No. something we have to see on the last corner. You see they go more and more in the grass between the famous corner.
Yeah.
It looked like they know, like it's fading a little bit, the grip at the end of it, and they tried to make the corner earlier.
Johan Garçon then.
Johan Garçon from France. Scott Downhill Factory. Oh, manual that! That was great! BMX style. Oh, 4 seconds on the split 4. The inside line looked good, but such an impact at the end of it, but it lined up a lot better for that line after.
Yeah, we saw Garçon go well in Leogang actually as well. Very tidy rider.
Yeah, he's good, but it's hard, to click in. I mean, it's a black snake. It's hard to line up everything, and it's not, it's semi-final. It's tight. It's not easy. Oh, whip to nose bump.
Whip to nose bump, perhaps unintentional from Garçon, but that's all right. Got away with it.
Did he get a flat
tire? Yeah. That's a really important bit of the downhill toolbox there, is to make sure everyone knows that you had a flat tire at the bottom as well. Jack Redding then from the UK on that Santa Cruz.
Like really physical rider. Like he looks thin, but so built.
So unlike G. Afferton actually.
Yeah, exactly. That's what impressed me the most,
Healing vibes, of course, to Jack's teammate Dan Slack. Big crash earlier in the week. But good to hear he doesn't apparently require surgery on the back injuries he suffered, so he will be back with us hopefully sooner rather than later. Redding on his way down the line. He's 4 seconds back here. Just loves bike racing, this lad. Cannot get enough of it.
Definitely a ton of energy on his legs still to crank that hard.
Redding over the line then. 3.9 back on that time off Munoz, the Colombian, which is looking good.
Yeah, it's so important as well to shift down before corners to make sure you have the right gearing at the right moment. This is hard enough, to attack the trail and think about all those details to make sure you have the right gearing and attacking like he's doing right now, those berms.
James McDermott then from the Alliance from New Zealand. .5 kilometers an hour through the speed trap. 3 seconds back then. Through the Val Di Sole sign. Big party here last night.
Yeah, I heard. Yeah, I saw some footage. When the 4 crosses back, I guess.
Did you see some footage, or were you there?
No, I saw footage.
You sure?
I learned. I grew up. I learned. I learned what to do now. I wish I learned before though.
Yeah, it's a tough process learning. There is McDermott across the line and into 3rd place.
Antoine Roche de France.
Antoine Roche then.
Lapierre Zip Collective.
Lapierre Zip Collective races. We see him a lot at the Enduro and the E-enduro World Cups, but also goes very fast on a big bike as well. A great all-rounder.
I think when you're good, to go as fast on the smaller bike, it's good for downhill. It's a good school, I guess.
It's really good on an e-bike, Raj, as well. 3 seconds now fastest, so Antoine Roche for the Lapierre Zip Collective, just outside the magic 60 kilometers an hour, but looking really committed here.
Yeah,
down to the line, Roche crosses the line and goes fastest by 4.7 seconds.
And he's shaking his head, not really stuck, but now he is when he saw his
time.
Yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that.
That felt all right. Dante Silva shakes the hands out then for Canyon Collective Factory Team. Young man from the USA.
That guy is plenty of smile. Always smiling. Good attitude.
Always laughing on that Canyon sender. Bike developed by Fabien Barel, of course.
Oh, you see the way they tried that corner, dirt flying.
1.8, 2.2 back now at the 4 split. So Dante Silva work to do here in the semi-finals.
Yeah, especially like we say, split 3 and 4, really critical. Still not creepy as they wish, I guess.
No, track in Val Di Sole here, really changeable. It dumped rain for most of last night, but it's heating up out there again today, and the ground was that dry to begin with that it really is soaking it all up, and you can see just trying to tap the power on and wheel spinning slightly down the line. Then what's Dante Silva going to stop the clock at? 2.8 outside that time of Raj. I think that time of Raj might stand for
Yes,
this.
it was good. It was good run. But I love the attitude of Silva. You know, the way he's making the corner, like a little bit like skiing, body position, pushing on the pedal, the outside pedal to get the grip, and really carving. This is really good.
Great to watch Dante Silva, yeah. Benjamin Var for the Junior squad.
6 seconds.
6 seconds back. I wonder if there's been a problem somewhere, or if the Black Snake has simply just got its fangs into him.
I don't think it's much of a problem. It's like if you get the wrong momentum, you're just building, you know, like too much braking, hitting all the holes, and this is slowing you down, and that's where you pay the bill.
Tell you what, Cedric, one thing we are seeing is Zwar comes down the line. Although we're talking about the really mixed conditions, the riders are really clean as well, which indicates that moisture is mostly gone now, isn't it?
Yeah, then it's hard for them to judge, you know, like they had the practice this morning, but there's still a lot of spots when they don't know how much grip and how far they can push due to that dust who's still left in some corners. Really tricky to know 100% what it's going to. You cannot predict, really.
No, Austin Dooley then, out the gate for the USA.
I love the way they're doing at the start, you know, try to get a lower position. 5 seconds on the split 4. You know, it's not, like we said, it's no crash, it's nothing. It's just like a wrong momentum, wrong line, or just like hitting the brake too late and just not carrying speed in every corner. That's where you're losing time, and I mean, it's a lot of corners into that Black Snake run.
There's 5 seconds back. Dooley potentially in trouble here on that common salve at 61.3 kilometers an hour through the speed trap. What a place this is to go bike racing. 6 seconds, 6.5 back, sorry, on Antoine Roche.
Antoine Roche had a good run so far.
Didn't he? I like the way he changed his mind about it as well. Here is one of the most exciting riders to watch in the world then, Cade Edwards for Trek Factory Racing.
Pure talent on the bike. He can do everything with any bike.
It's actually unusual when you see him not on a bike.
Yes.
You see him on foot, it's unusual looking. Cade just always welded to a bike. Let's see what the splits are saying for him. He's 4 seconds back. One of the riders.
Oh, save that!
Save and a half there from Cade Edwards.
That's talent.
Back end of the bike, walking away. You can see how high his handlebars are as well. Cedric, is that a unique setup for this place?
Well, a lot of people did the same, 1 to 1.5 centimeters up, but you can do that on the clamps or sometimes the clamp or the stamp, and a lot of compression damping.
And is that to move you back on the bike a wee bit?
Yeah, it's because it's steep and you need. But this as well, you lose. You know, more far you are from the ground, you lose as well. It's less precise.
A bit of feel, a bit of front end feel, yeah.
Exactly. You feel like the front, and already with the dust is already complicated, and it's a fine balance, I guess, for setup.
Well, we've seen one super stylish rider. Here's another one. Hugo Freakstallone for Commensal Studio.
Little problem with the shoulder. Yesterday he said he was hurting, and his shoulder sometimes just is not strong enough. And yesterday he suffered a lot. I hope today it's good. It's all taped.
Yeah, another one of those riders that you just see some of the images of Hugo Freakstallone riding a push bike, and you wish it was you. 5.2 seconds back though for the young Frenchman.
Yeah, it's hard on his shoulder. It's really hard, and when it gets steep like this, I think he's suffering so much. Such a talented rider, incredible style. You see the way he have his handlebar all the way back.
Yeah.
All the way back.
That is just how he runs them. Yes. Freakstallone super low over there. Down the line then, 6.2 back on Antoine Roche. So these downhill race bikes, Cedric, just talk us through a bit of the geometry then, because the wheels are super far apart, really long wheelbase, really slack head angle, and it's all about going fast, isn't it?
It's going fast, and having a long bike is to make it more stable on high speed. That's what you want. And slack angle as well is when you get steep, you don't feel like you're running over your fork. To have the bike balance, sitting in the middle. Yeah, a lot of people choose a long bike this week.
Yeah, get the axles as far apart as possible to give yourself the most room to operate. Matt Walker then from New Zealand, a winner last time out in the Enduro World Cup. in Val Di Trentino, just 2 hours away.
Another incredible rider. He can do everything.
8.9 seconds back to Kiwi for Pivot Factory Racing on that older generation of Pivot Phoenix.
Foot out.
Yeah, going fast Walker in 2023. One of the good guys as well, just always smiling, always happy, just loves racing his bike.
Just happy to be here and living the dream.
10.5 seconds back for the man then living the dream, Matt Walker. Brooke McDonald then.
The Bulldog!
The Bulldog on course. He's had some tough times here in Val Di Sole in the past, some big impacts over the years, but any loose rocks out on the track at the minute will be moving out of the way as we speak, because Brooke's on his way.
Yeah, I think the rocks are afraid about Brooke McDonald when he's going down the hill. Everything is flying out from the back wheel, front wheel. Oh, I lose the front here.
Oh, McDonald goes down, but he's straight back up again on that prototype Mondraker.
Yeah, definitely crashed on the right spot there, like just not too many rocks.
There's not many good places to crash
No,
right here.
but this one is probably one of the best.
Back to the top then, Dylan Maples of the USA leaves the start hut. Good contingent of young, fast Americans here.
Yes, but this is a hard track.
Yeah, it's moving away from Maples at the minute, 4.5 back, south side 60 kilometers an hour. That turn looks like it's getting more and more excavated with every passing rider.
It's difficult. They want the attack. They have to get in the final. It's not easy. I love the way he's playing there, like using the terrain, trying to be super active. Brooke on the side. He was late on braking and jump into that rut. Big time.
Maples, yeah, you can see Brick McDonald making his way down behind him. I wonder if he's picked up a mechanical somewhere along the line. That's why he's cruising. I hope it's a mechanical and not an injury for the Bulldog, but he's back on the bike. Yep, looks down at it.
Yeah, he's pushing the back wheel.
Looks down at her again.
Yeah, flatty or
foot off around the big inside line. Famously took Sam Hill out in the 2008 World Champs run. Maples was 5.2.
Not American, like you say, huh? More and more. Like every country have 2 or 3 riders now. It's good for racing.
It's
Love
good
that.
to see, isn't it? Jacob Jewett then for Pivot Factory Racing on one of those prototype machines.
Yeah, 2.3 on split 3.
This bike, as a lot of them are now, what's known as a mullet, so a slightly smaller rear wheel. And Cedric, does that just give the rider a bit more room off the back of it?
Well, just a bike more playful, and 29 to be softer and less aggressive on the front, and the back wheel smaller. But I think when you're taller, you probably go for 29 and 29 wheels. But a lot of people, like you say, are on the mullet, the bigger wheel on the front and 27 at the back, 27.5, sorry.
Yeah, call the mullet, of course, business up front, party out back. As we see Jewett for Canada down the line. Second place, good time for him, but still 1.4 off Roger's time.
But did a good finish, like a really good bottom part of the wood section.
Now here he is.
Is it time to keep the gambas and the calamari in the pile?
Miguel Suarez Alonso, a lot of people talking about the speed that this young man has in the practice sessions this year.
Yeah, but he's not 100%, his ankle, but the heel.
The heel?
Yeah, it's hurting. Yesterday he was shaking at the finish. Such a strong man.
Just the worst place to have any kind of injury.
Yeah.
Well,
You have to come here like 100%. He's good.
He's
in contact. He's in touch.
He's within a second now of the fastest time.
I'm sure he's suffering because yesterday, I saw his leg was just shaking at the finish line. His head was hurting.
Miguel Suarez Alonso on that Uno bike heads down the line. Is he going to get himself into the finals here?
Yeah, lost a little bit of time, but he was in touch all the way.
Not a whole lot of time. Yeah, no, he's in touch, and you see straight to that leg.
Look, it's like the way he's not pushing his heel down. He's hurting.
Well, stand by your beds. Anything could happen. It's Adam Brayton, the Keswick Kestrel. Let's fly in Val Di Sole once again. So the man who predicted the riders in the second half of Quali would have a better crack at this track. He's nearly 5 seconds back now for Adam Brayton on that nuke-proof.
Yeah, sometime earlier, it's not crash, it's nothing. It's just like too much braking and not enough carrying speed in the corners and But it's tough. Like it's easy
flight.
to say. Yeah, it's easy to say when you're sitting in the box. Foot
Out
out.
right off for Adam Brayton. The doctor's dangled his hand. Hangs the other one off around the right hand. That right-hander looks like it's getting really loose in there.
Yes, and they do that just to get comfortable, to make sure that they'll use the brake. That's why you take your foot out, just to, to push really hard and charge on the tire. Foot out like this, like I'm not touching the brake. I'm not touching the brakes.
It's also that little bit more weight off the other side of the bike, isn't it? Stefano Introsi then for Italy. Big roar out the start hut for this man. He's been in the wars this week, but looking to make good sense of this place.
Well, especially at home,
Yeah, expect to hear the chainsaws into the woods whenever this man arrives into them.
Whoa! He made the corner really late there, like really close to the tree.
Yeah, he got the message late on that one, didn't he? But made up for it.
Oh! We saw some crashes there, and that corner have a big hole in there, and it's super puffy.
That was where Pinkerton crashed, wasn't
Yes.
it? In there, yeah, but
Really hard corner.
he has bought time back though.
That really deep there. Compression all the
These
way.
last two corners, Cedric, I think we could well see, not to be a harbinger of doom, but we could well see some drama in them, because they look to me that they're getting looser and looser. As Introsi comes down to the line there, must even stop the clock at 7.9 seconds. Just a reminder of the fastest time from yesterday's qualifying session was Jordan Williams with 3:36, so we're still well outside that as Antoine Piron leaves the start hut, one of the flying Piron brothers.
The fastest family.
The fastest family in France. Yeah, Amaury Piron, of course, the overall title holder from last season. We're missing him, but he is doing what we haven't really seen anyone do, actually. Antoine Piron is bring time back the further he goes.
He's doing the job when you have to, and that's smart, because split 3 and 4, that's where the race is maybe happening today.
Yeah, riding for the Union. Forged by Steel City Media.
Changing direction in the air, just using
compressing the
compression,
bike, yeah.
compress out.
Super good. Antoine Piron down the line then. Crosses the line in fifth, 3.3 seconds
Lost a
back.
lot of time just after, when he just did the job, maybe burn out the cartridge, energy out, the tank was empty.
So here we are, the Italian national champion then, Davide Capello for Rogue Racing After Skull team.
Light gearing, you see, like he's spinning a lot compared to a lot of people who have a harder gear.
It makes you look faster though.
Yeah, exactly.
Capello then, 3.5 seconds back at the split. And there'll be pressure on his shoulders as well with that sleeve race at home in Italy.
Yeah, of course, like when you, oh, land on the tape.
Course Marshall straight up to that one.
He was really prepared on those corner where it's steep, like really up high. 3.5 on the split 4.
58 kilometers an hour line. Capello headed down the line for Rogue Racing After Skull team.
He looked like he's on the light gear all the time, spinning a lot.
Yeah, 4 seconds back on Antoine Roche.
6th place.
And another Piron takes to the start hut.
Never ends.
Baptiste then for Dorval, AM Commensal. Teammate of Benoit Coulange, who we will see later on this afternoon. Coulange, many people's dark horse this weekend to finally get that elite World Cup win. He deserves one, doesn't he, Cedric?
He deserves, he looked good on the track, he's confident, he's quiet. I like what he's doing.
Baptiste Piron then has found half a second.
Yes, but he lost a little bit on split 3, but a lot of time you can make all the way to the finish line.
There's still plenty of time up there on this Italian hillside. You just got to be prepared to roll the dice to find it.
Yeah, you can see he's waiting to finish the corner to jump on those pedals.
Cedric, are you seeing the track evolve at all from what we saw earlier on this morning? Has it changed much since we started racing?
It changed. It's getting deeper. It's getting more rough. The holes are deeper, and the braking zone, the braking bumps are getting bigger.
Here we go then, Roger Vieira, the Brazilian who does his racing in the UK. We saw him have that horror crash in practice. I was actually stood beside it whenever the frame split in two in a compression.
I saw him the other day bringing the bike to GT, getting the really up line here, like really nice.
Line
Yeah,
there for Vieira.
really steady. Outside, all the way outside. I saw a couple riders trying, and a lot of roots sticking out on that outside line. I
see
saw
that.
Loic trying
two different lines on practice.
Here we go then, the UK national champion then, Greg Williamson from Madison Saracen factory team, the big man from Tour in the Highlands, on that prototype Saracen bike. Struggling a little bit this weekend with hay fever and still getting over those sinus issues that affected him at the first couple of rounds. Yet to see the best of Greg this year, but...
different line here, all the way outside when people was taking it inside.
Yeah, he was surprised by the margins in quali yesterday. Lovely change of direction there.
See, the dirt is still tricky, in some spot, way high here.
Looking really good through there, Williamson.
Yeah, different lines though.
He's brought half a second back as well.
Yeah,
So
different
well.
line, way more round, less inside, less braking.
I opened the curtains in my hotel room the other day to see him doing yoga outside it.
Yeah, I saw the video, I saw.
Yeah, I don't know if it was what I wanted to see first thing, but making good sense of this. Greg Williamson, big off that final jump.
Oh, is it? Oh no, okay. He was drifting. I was like looking if he was okay on the back wheel was okay.
Yeah,
he was drifting a little bit.
Really, really loose those last couple of turns. Then Williamson down to the line.
I like the way he was thinking at the bottom part of the track, like using those lines. He didn't take the inside. More round, try to carry speed, less braking.
I saw that yoga clears your mind, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Sinking outside the box.
Yeah. Tuhutu Ariki Penny then.
Prototype bike from Mondraker.
Yeah, so many prototype race bikes.
I want to
here
know
in
what's
final
under those covers. Oh, two corners in one. You don't want that, really.
No, laughed, joked earlier on the week, told Windmasters this place was like a pump track after all the dirt they jumped on it. It's not like a pump track anymore.
Oh, that's late braking. That's what I was telling. You know, it looks fast in intro, but you need to exit really fast, and it's not what's happening so far for Tuoto Arikipini.
Everyone needs to channel that old Sam Hill maxim of fast in, faster out. What he did so well. And just to re-emphasize again, if you haven't seen his 2008 Worlds run from this place, go and look it up. It's like he's been shot off the deck of an aircraft carrier. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, we all still remember until those days.
Yeah, he slid out on that big left-hander and still came fourth, was it?
Yes. Yeah. It was like not touching the brake, that's for sure. Maybe not enough pads.
Not enough pads, that's it, yeah. Oliver Davis then for the Union from Australia. The Union, another one of those teams, really bringing in the young talents, giving them their shot at a team set up, the support of having a mechanic, which this weekend, Cedric, the support of that mechanic and the relationship with the mechanics,
everything,
super important.
Yeah, everything, like a team manager, mechanic. I mean, it have to be a full family. Everything have to click in to feel comfortable in your head, and you know, it have to be almost your friends, your family, everything. This is so important for your head.
It's difficult. I always looked in at it and thought it must be very, very difficult. If you're in a team with someone maybe you don't get on with, or maybe you're racing week in, week out, to stay positive and to stay friends.
Yeah, and it's hard when someone beats you as well, you know, like you don't know how to take it, and it's so difficult to find a perfect match, you know, in real life it is, but in a team, it's even harder.
Yeah, especially downhill racing, it's all about the rider versus the clock, but that's not to say these guys don't want to beat each other as well. It's a lot of, let's just say, testosterone knocking around the pits as Joe Breeden leaves the Star Hut for intense factory racing from the UK. He's in touch as well. He's just under a second back on that time of Raj.
Lost a little bit of time on speed 3, but he's doing the job at speed 4, and now
Breeden from the southwest of England.
You have to keep going. Oh! He missed his braking zone. He brakes so late.
Joe Breeden, if that had gone any much...
I think he didn't have enough power on his upper part of the body. It looked like it just suffers so hard.
If he'd missed that by much more, he would have been in the commentary booth with us.
Yeah, with us, just sitting there with us.
Oh, that's bitter disappointment for Joe Breeden on that prototype intense. The rules of downhill as well, if you leave the track, you've got to re-enter the tape where you left it. We just see here.
Oh, he saved it. Oh, nose wheelie.
Do you know what? That could have been so much worse.
Wow.
Joe Breeden. Drama here in the semi-finals where we are looking for the 30 fastest plus any protected riders from this 60 fastest qualifiers, excuse me. Sasha Kim leaves the house for Australia. Sasha Kim saw him do some incredible riding.
The chainsaw are back.
At the Enduro World Cups at the start of the year down in Tasmania. They won the under-23 categories. 5.4 seconds back for Kim though.
Charging hard, but it's too late. They're spinning a lot.
Better disappointment for Joe Braden because he really done the hard bit.
Oh yeah, hard bit, and he looked good. He was pretty much in touch as well. This is definitely frustration. Matteo Niguez from France.
Matteo Niguez for Commensal IC Studio then.
Inside line with that speed. Looked like a sharp corner on that speed. Oh, dirt flying.
Yep, doing his best to excavate the track.
Yeah, he's attacking.
Niguez 2.2 seconds behind at the 4 split. Fastest time still belonging to Antoine Roche.
Oh, we see the line.
You can just see where Braden went wrong there. He just got that slightly wrong.
And it's so fast there. You miss your braking points and it's over.
He did really, really well not to have a huge crash there, Joe Braden.
5th place for the French, Matteo Niguez.
You'll be happy with that?
Yeah, it's a good run. Let's face it, 2 runs in a day on the Black Snake is not an easy job.
It's 2 more than I ever want to do in a lifetime anyway. Loris Ravelli on board now, the Canyon Collective Pirelli rider. The Italian will be roared on here, and we're going to see full length off this Black Snake track with Ravelli.
Such a good team, and juniors as well. A lot of people on the front, eh?
Yeah, really good setup. Really the satellite squad for that full factory Cannondale Collective effort, but they bring a really good mixture of young riders and experienced ones like Ravelli.
Oh, this line is so hard to get. It's like 2 double drop into a left corner, and it's steep there. This is here. It's where a lot of things is happening off camber. You need to get your line.
We saw his teammate in the junior race as well. Was it Lanyo? Just clip those beams on the way through.
Yes, he was touching all of them.
Section as straight as possible and
putting the wheels what he wanted to. Lanyo, good. Oh, lost some momentum here, and this is hard to clip again.
Just got a bobble there, Lars Ravelli. So the riders all on.
Oh, he's on the limit.
It's a slightly confusing title of clipless pedals, which are clipped into. That means there's no toe clips. No. There is a clip on the sole of the shoe that keeps them in place and through those choppy sections, Cedric.
Yeah, and it's hard to find the pedal again. He's doing the same. He had try to release the brakes and the hands and try to move the fingers because it's already hard for them.
Yeah, we really are. We talked about Sam Hill earlier in the broadcast. Really seeing the flat pedal riders kind of disappearing from downhill now. Because tracks as rough as this, you want every part of your body bolted to the bike you can get.
Yeah, and it's a lot easier to control the bike as well.
Ravelli's just a second back now. He's had a couple of little bobbles, but he's kept the forward momentum rolling, which is crucial here.
Well, we know on the speed 2 for sure, because he did some mistake. It was hard for him to get the feet on the pedal and on the clip.
27th in quali yesterday with a 3:44, so bear that number in mind, see if he can beat it. We're still waiting for the second split time here.
Yeah, this is a hard section here. It's like 3 lines, really hard. I really like the outside because you get a lot more exit speed and it gives you a lot more speed for those wood section.
You can see as well in those patches of light, it's just absolutely bone dry powder dust.
Oh, you see his body going forward like this, means like he's getting tired, really tired. And you see on the time he's 4.3 back. He was like trying, but at the same time the body part, the top, like was just like not taking it anymore.
How hard is it as a racer to press that reset button whenever you just make a little mistake?
Sometimes you can press as much as you want. When you're tired. You know, you can press as much button as you want, you know. Your body say, I have enough.
I know that feeling, don't worry about it. 58.8 kilometers an hour then for Ravelli.
Yeah, he's suffering on split 2 and 3.
It's a big bike, that Canyon Sender, isn't it? Really, really long, perfect for these really steep tracks.
Yeah, it's good when it's, you know, don't have like tight corners, because sometimes as well having like a slack head and go on the outside line like Williamson. You know, it's hard to place the bike when you want to, when it's really tight. You know, it's a fine balance as well, having a really slack when the fork is open on the front and a really long bike. It's really stable on high speed, but it's not good everywhere. On that track, yes, because you need to go fast.
Downhill really about that trade-off and bike setup and how you want it to work this place perhaps more than any other, because you want it to be able to track over the routes in those really steep sections, but also you want it to be composed in the really fast compressions. Ravelli crosses the line in 13th. He knows there was mistakes in that one as well.
Yeah, and he kept building those mistakes all the way down because he was getting tired, and this is so tough.
Simon Chapelet then for Cube Factory Racing, the Frenchman.
Sharing the team with Max Otterston and Danny Hart.
Danny Hart, of course, a master of this place. We'll see him shortly.
Looking good in practice. Looking good in Sami, Danny Hart. Oh, good job on the split 4-1.9 for Simon Chapelet from France. Last time on the 2 and 3, but it's maybe to get more time after. You see, they're using the flooding system for the rear brake. You know?
Yeah, that's kind of your generation, isn't it?
Yes, I had that, but I never felt the difference when they take it off.
Chapelet fits. So what Cedric's referring to there is a brake arm out the back of the bike that just allows the suspension not to be affected by the brake.
Exactly, when you brake, it's still moving and not locking up the bike.
Yeah, Busquets in for Commensal, Schwalbe. So many Commensals in the semi-final.
Yes, and a lot of fast riders on those bikes too.
Yeah.
Oh, getting hot.
Yeah, the Commensal Supreme, really the...
Flat tire, I hope he don't lose.
Yeah, I think that's off the rim now.
Yeah, it's off the rim on the one side.
You can see just inside there the insert, the big red foam insert that so many of these downhill riders now use to try and protect the rims. And
yeah, at this point, you don't want to protect the rim. You just want to go down. You're already like super disappointed.
You want to get checked out of the hotel and get on the road before everybody else does. Yeah.
No, it's so hard, you know, like that. The track is so hard in himself, and all of a sudden you have a mechanical. It's so hard. It's not the fault of anyone. It's just the way it is. A rock in the wrong spot, and just you unclip your tire, or just like a big case somewhere, and that's a mechanical sport. That's the way it is.
Good sportsmanship though from Busquets. Just pulls over to make sure he's not impeding the rider behind him, who is Mark Wallace, the Shark for Norco Factory Team, the Canadian.
Such an impressive rider.
Yeah, one of the very, very best, Mark Wallace.
Yeah, look at that.
Gentleman as well. He's he's within a second here. Goes big off that last flight. Keeps the feet up round the Sam Hill corner.
I like the way he don't even look in danger in some spot. Looks like almost easy.
Yeah, builds tracks at home to be as hard as possible to train himself for the World Cups. Mark Wallace down the line and goes third. 1.2 seconds outside that of Antoine Roche.
Yeah, lost some time at the bottom. He was really looking good into those technical parts. Mark Wallace.
Bandeira then for Portugal.
That's a long name.
Yeah, I just went for the last bit of it.
Yeah, I see that.
Great to see the Portuguese out in force as well here in Italy.
You see that back wheel just starting drifting on those couple of first corners.
So he has pulled a second back between 3 and 4.
Yes.
Bandeira.
Yeah, it's still fresh enough to attack. Oh, interesting line halfway here.
So much dust in that right-hander.
60.2 kilometers an hour.
Off the big fly-off job.
Oh, that corner is going to be tricky today. Are we going to see some Sam Hill's moves there? Oh, drifting there.
Tough as well, Cedric, because I guess your arms are kind of done by the time you get to it.
You're done a long time ago.
2.2 seconds back. 6th place for Bandeira. In the star hut then for FMD Canyon Collective, Oliver Zwar.
From Sweden.
Swedish national champion.
He always have that kit perfect.
Yeah,
Tony. You know, shoes, bike, just maybe the form not matching yet.
Tony Seagrave, the FMD team manager, entertained us all at the finish line in qualifying yesterday.
2.2 in the red on split 2. Oh, love that shot. You realize the speed and different lines there.
Yeah, super fast down here, isn't it, actually?
Look the way he's moving in the bike.
We mentioned at the start of the broadcast, this place has a real name for being steep and technical, but actually these fast bits, 60 kilometers an hour, not unseen so far today. It'll be faster by the time we get to the end of it. And
I guess with that drone shot too, you see more speed and how close they are from the trees.
yeah, they're close, aren't they?
Really close. The outside line here, like less and less people are taking the inside.
Swar just dips the shoulder around that one. There's Ballyhole's favourite
hey,
corner.
way inside there.
So keeping it moving nicely. 2.8 seconds back though for Swar at this point.
Web high on the bike, it looked like he's almost cruising. Look at that, super active. Let the bike work.
Yeah, great rider to watch, Swar, isn't
Yeah, he's getting some good time. Like shave a little bit of time on split 4, 2.4 now in the red. Way inside line here over that rock drop.
he? There is 60 kilometers an hour for Swar then. Off the fly off.
Yeah, that corner, you see they're doing almost 2 corners in there to try to fill the grip before they actually do the corner.
Taking a couple of bites of it, staying low to keep both wheels gripping as much as possible through that right-hander over the finish line then. Oliver Zwar clocks at 2.376, slower 3:44.
Basically kept those 2.3, 2.4 seconds back all the way to the end.
Yeah, so just to re-emphasize, well, Jordan Williams' fastest qualifying time was a 3:36 from yesterday, so we're still some time outside this, but this man, Greg Minnaar, who has some pedigree with this place.
Yes, he won there. Greg Minnaar on the 29 front and rear, what we talked about earlier. The GOAT.
Yeah, 2021 World Championships, his most recent.
He's doing the job because after split 3, he's 1.6 back on 4, split 4. He know where he won. It was exactly in that wood section a couple years ago.
Oh, Minnaar.
Send it big.
Yeah, he's been in the wars this week. Crash yesterday when the rear mech went into the back wheel and sort of out of sorts slightly, the big South African, but he'll be hoping to get through.
61 kilometers an hour and 1.9. But hey, remember as well, he had the big crash there. Remember that?
Yeah, back injuries.
Yeah, like, I mean, really serious. And the way he's attacking the track the whole week, I mean, this is, I mean, the GOAT.
He's the GOAT. They don't call him the GOAT for no reason, the greatest of all time. Here is Dakota Norton for Intense Factory Racing now on that prototype race bike. We saw his teammate Joe Breeden massively overcook that final corner earlier on. What can he do in the semi-finals today?
He's good here, and he know that. He's been disappointed on himself. Oh, he will be again. Oh!
Norton.
No, he's weak. No, he's weak because he know what he's capable here. He know the track, he's fit, he's technical, he had everything. It's just a matter of time he's going to pay off,
Yeah,
but
The
not today.
national champion of the USA could be in trouble with that one. Here's a man who had a massive crash yesterday, Bernard Kerr for Pivot Factory Racing.
I can't believe he get up because he just crashed so hard and he's back on the bike. You see the way he pushed that?
Yeah.
He won more speed.
Bernard Kerr dips the heels and accelerates through those top corners. Let's see what the splits say though. Kerr, 2.8 back.
He have more in the tank.
Yeah, so not protected, Bernard Kerr, the player manager of Pivot Factory
smash that
Racing.
ball in inside, losing the front here, still dusty.
Yeah, he's pushing on, Bernard. 60 kilometers an hour on the nose through here on that prototype Pivot bike.
Yeah,
2.2 back now.
Yeah, but he's moving forward where you have to. They know you have to attack the track. In this wood section, the last wood section.
Yeah, big win at Crankworks last time out, 15 years. He was throwing himself at that one, managed to get it tucked off last time. Round the big left-hander.
Foot out.
Make the grip in that right-hander, pedals for the finish line. Bernard Kerr, where is this going to get him? Bernard Kerr crosses the line, nearly 3 seconds back on Rouge then. So that's a great time from Rouge. Next in the Star Hut then, Finn Isles from Canada, the first of the trio of specialised gravity riders.
I look at his semi and he was really good in timing until trouble happened. He know he's fast, he know he's capable.
Yeah, the Whistler native on that prototype specialised bike. What is the split going to take? 5.4 seconds faster, Finn Isles.
What a run from Finn!
Worth pointing out as well, he's the first of our protected riders, so Finn Isles getting a good sighter, just as we saw him doing Leogang as well. Lightning fast in the semi-finals there. 59 kilometers an hour on the gas. Finn Isles goes down the line. Is this going to be the new hot seat time? You have to think it will be. It is by 5.5 seconds faster than Antoine Roche.
3:36.
Okay, we're 0.4 of a second outside off the fastest quality time from yesterday. Belongs to his teammate Jordan Williams. This man, though,
What
has
a
been
run.
looking super relaxed all week. Thibaut Deprella, what's he got to say about it?
Well, he looked good in practice. He have a lot of pressure on his shoulder. You know, defending the color of the team by himself.
Yeah, we're missing Omri Piron, and we're missing Miriam Nicole from that Commensal muck-off setup, so Thibaut Deprella, just one more win to his name.
Pretty much in contact on sprint 4.
Yeah, he's still within a second, but that time of Isles was absolutely superb.
Superb, but Deprella looked like he's back to the usual Deprella.
Yeah, Deprella, not protected, but on the move here in Val Di Sole, Trentino. Deprella comes down the line. Can he follow that time of Isles? No, he's 1.2 outside it.
Yeah, lost some time on the last section. Not happy, shaking his head.
Yeah.
You have more in the tank. Dylan Levesque from France. Scott Daniel Factory.
So Finn Isles did finish the semi-final fastest in Leogang. I wonder, is he about to do it here again today in Val Di Sole?
Is he going to repeat it?
5.5 back now for Dylan Levesque.
That's 9-6 now. Wow.
Cedric, we talked earlier about just the team dynamics and how difficult it is to get a team to be a cohesive thing. When you've got 3 riders, Finn Isles, Loic Bruni and Jordan Williams going for wins, difficult balancing act for Laurent maybe?
Yeah, it's hard because you have to be good with everyone. You no preference, and you want to push everyone to give the best. But yeah, I think it's a good position for them as well. I mean, they can put 3 on the podium.
Yeah, it's not bad, is it, for Laurent Delorme, the team manager. Dylan Levesque over the line, 6.9 seconds back on the time of Finn Isles.
Oh, I'm not happy. We saw something big yesterday from Rémi Thirion. He can make good things, like even with Rémi, his teammate Smith. Rémi is really technical. He can make good things happen, especially on the technical part.
Yeah, Rémi Thirion, really one of the best French riders of this generation.
He's 7 back, struggling to the technical woods, the section.
The 33-year-old for Giant Factory Off-Road.
Definitely love the kit at the bike matching.
Yeah, the retro bike. It needs a red fork though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But anyway, we're nitpicking just to go with that full retro look of the Giants from the early 90s. But here is Thirion on his way to the line now, 7.8 seconds back.
Manuel after that corner, Thirion style, hard on the pedals all the way to the finish. 8 seconds back.
8.5. That gives you an idea of how good that run from Isles really was.
No, it was a great run because. Another one.
Well, as I pause to catch my breath, here's Loic Bruni for Specialized Gravity, the teammate of the man currently in the hot seat as we speak.
Looking good at the top, looking fast, really composed, quiet.
Really slightly out of sorts this weekend, not a big fan of this place. He's never won here. What can he do to right that today? Whoa! Hits that apex marker. He is protected, so he will be in the final, but
he's okay. I see the seat is broken. No.
Big impact there for Loic Bruni, but it looks like
straight to the pad.
Looks like he's moving all right, and that pad did its job, but yeah, Cedric, he's just a bit out of sorts this weekend.
Yeah, he was good on the line, carrying a lot of speed, but he just went a little bit too wide and went straight to the tree, to the pad.
Loic Bruni puzzling, but Loic Bruni under pressure is often Loic Bruni at his fastest. Here's Philip Atwill. European positive.
He looked good in semi-final, and he said he was cruising down. He said he need to attack more. I'm scared when he said that.
We could see anything now from Atwill, one of the most technically gifted riders out there, riding on that new European team that he set up in the off-season. Those guys are having a lot of fun.
He's off the track!
Phil Atwell just jumped off the track.
He went so fast into that corner. Couldn't make the corner and jump out.
It looks like he's all right though, crucially.
Well, because it's Phil, he managed to
Somehow.
jump out of the corner into a rock garden.
He just set the bike in lag compression and it went straight over the back of the turn. Troy Brosnan then, the Canyon Collective factory team rider.
This Troy from Australia, he's good at every track.
Right.
And he proved it many times.
Really, really interestingly, Troy Brosnan did tell us after that last race that he actually went back after the semi-finals, watched his run, watched Lloyd Bruni's run, thought a couple of his lines looked quicker and changed things up, which is an interesting development.
Yeah, it's interesting when they start to look at each other and change line at the last moment. Looking around here, but it's 2.8 back on split 4.
Brosnan on the move in Val Di Sole, 2.8 back though. He is protected, so he just needs a decent sight and run here to make sure those lines work ahead of the big race. The finals coming up later this afternoon, of course.
Tire mark on his pants and, you know, grabbing a couple of cranks in the corner too.
Yeah, 2.7 back. Let's just watch the body language, see if he's happy with that.
2.7.
Yeah, Brosnan. Here's his teammate, Lucas Shaw then. The big names coming thick and fast, and there are plenty more of them to come. The Canyon Collective factory team. Really, really good squad of riders.
Yeah, definitely find a good spot in his team.
Yeah, Lucas Shaw spent a couple of disappointing years on board Santa Cruz Syndicate, but this move to Canyon Collective really seems to be unlocking his potential again.
5.5 back on split 4. Lost a lot of time in his wood section. Inside line. We're going to see a lot of different lines there for the last riders.
Yeah, there's plenty of line choice up there. We're in the semi-finals now. We're looking for the top 30 fastest men plus any riders in the protected that are out of that.
That's what we want to see though, line choice. We want to see like creativity, we want to see like different choice, what is better for each rider.
Yeah, really different set of circumstances here today as we see Lucas Shaw go 5th fastest. And a couple of tracks we've had earlier in the year, bullet fast, where any tiny mistake is time off the clock. But this man, Ronan Dunn, will look to tame the Black Snake.
Really good in Leo Gang.
Absolutely tore qualifying apart yesterday. Really, really put the place to the sword, and Ronan Dunn, one of the most exciting young talents in mountain biking at the minute. He's 5.3 seconds back though, national champion of Ireland. Off that big inside line, that's where...
You know, when you see him moving like it's fast, but it's just like maybe too much braking and all. Oh, he started big on that drop.
Going really, really deep as he was always going to do. Let's be honest, Ronan Dunn.
You have to be really gentle on the brakes today, especially on that wood section. He carries speed.
He was 8th last time out. He was 14th in the semi-final. Ronan Dunn crosses the line in 4th, so a really, really good run there from Dunn. 3:36, Finn Isles' current fastest qualifier time, just outside that of Jordan Williams, his teammate from qualifying yesterday. Matt Walker from Madison Saracen factory team then, on the move.
Yeah, looking quick at the top.
We've yet to see this man get back to his best form, really. 2020 overall title holder. Took his first win in Leogang last time out, last year.
So hard, and you see that big compression, like a big compression between two steep parts. This is really hard to control the bike, and you have to brake on that flat section. This is really hard, especially, you know, almost at the end of the run.
This track looks like it's really bedding in perfectly, Cedric, after all that rain last
It looks
night.
really good, and a lot more dry than this morning already.
Yeah, Walker then. What is he going to stop the clock at? As he comes down the line, Matt Walker goes into 4th, so good time from him.
Yes, he's building back his confidence. He's getting closer.
It is. Thomas' Stack then will be next in the start hub, but let's see how they currently stand in. Finn Isles leads the way by 1.2 seconds from Timo Deprella. Troy Brosnan, Matt Walker, Dunn, Rose, Shaw, Suarez, Alonso, Wallace and Levesque, and we have got the world's best yet to come. Plenty more off them. Jewett, Piron, Minars in 13th, Bandera, Zoir, Chapelet, Bernard Kerr 20th, Piron, Williamson, Capello, Davis Munoz, Edwards, Ravelli, Hugo Frixelone is the rider in 30th at the minute. Jack Piercy, Sasha Kim, Dooley just outside of that. So we are looking for the top 30 plus any protected riders who finish outside of that. Here's your final 10 then, ladies and gentlemen. Thomas Estac is up next, then Vergier, Hart, Kolb, Remy, Meyer, Smith, Charlie Hatton, Coulange, Goldstone, Greenland, and Jordan Williams, the fastest qualifier from yesterday. Oof.
Oh, it's going to be intense from now on.
It's heating up, isn't it? In this semi-final in Val Di Sole, Trentino. Here is Thomas Estac then for the Commensal IC studio.
The guy who loved the meet.
He loves the meet. He loves to go fast, doesn't he?
Yes, he is talented on the bike. He always did good here. He's capable. Oh, charging hard on those bike park corners.
There was a couple of clips of him here a few years ago where he was doing lines that no one else went near Thomas Estac.
Yeah, and always having like the best time on the hardest technical part of the course. That's why he performs, that's why he's good when everything is clicking right. Oh, hitting the perfect line here. Yeah. This is so tough right away, you know, big compression. You have to control the bike because, you know, it just have like 1 or 2 lines. Oh, really early there. Really early. Finish the corner, like try to get massive speed.
It just goes to the inside there as well.
Yeah, but inside to get the outside line there. Some people keep the inside all the way.
So he's 0.8 of a second.
Oh, nice
now.
one there. Big double. Oh, same mistake that Loic.
Same mistake as Bruni, but I mean, the run has kind of gone away from that, but straight back to it. Estac didn't lose as much time. He wasn't off the bike like Bruni was.
He was looking good at the top. Definitely. Is he going to be able to reset the button?
I'll tell you what, Cedric, a lot of that dappled light in the woods as well now. Quite tricky to see in there, I think.
Yeah, really hard, and it's still, you know, that dust here in that corner. He's locked.
He's chasing it now, isn't he?
Yeah, he tried to get his momentum back, moving on the bike like this, tried to get more speed, push the bike.
That corner drying out completely compared to what we saw first thing this morning.
Yeah, it was really drifty, and now it's grippy, at least more.
Real, look at the light through there, so hard to find your lines.
Yeah, the sun is out.
Thomas Estac then, we're still waiting for that second split time to see.
It's fighting in a couple of corners, but sometimes means business, but it's hard.
Look at this, really, really.
Oh, stalled a little bit there.
So 3 different lines to play with through there, as Cedric pointed out
he lost
earlier.
a lot of time. He was fighting so hard.
Yeah, 5.7 back now for Estac.
Yeah, it's basically, you know, when he made that mistake, just to come back to the normal speed, like you losing a lot of time there. It's not the mistake you make, it's more the time you bring back the bike to the speed it's supposed to go.
And a lot of the time as well, when you make those little mistakes, those little bobbles, whenever you have to start again, you're completely in the wrong gear.
Yeah,
where you are on the track.
And in your head, it's so difficult to be able to forget that mistake.
Estac then just jumping over and set himself up wide as he heads down through this super fast chattery section.
And really up high here over those roots. Oh, and when he's moving, he's looking good though. Oh, that corner is getting loose.
Plenty of roost around that left-hander. Clips that pole. We saw Bernard Kerr.
We even hear the noise.
61.4 kilometers an hour.
That's fast.
So Estac is moving. 6.4 seconds back though.
What a bike control there. You know what to do. That mistake cost him so much time.
He kind of used to inhabit that space that Ronan Dunn has really picked up now, hasn't he? And he was the wild man. He was the guy who never knew what was going to happen. And great to see him back at the racing.
Yes.
Thomas Estac now heads to the line. What is he going to stop the clock at? Into 7th.
Yeah, get
5.7 back with that mistake.
Yeah, and he got a lot of time back on this wood section. He looked comfortable when he get this flow back. He was moving.
Loris Bergier then for the Trek Factory Racing Gravity team. A young man who many people think may be in with a crack of a win today.
Yeah, he definitely looked good in practice. Is he going to be able to manage to do these 2 runs today? And it's start from now on.
7 UCI World Cup wins to his name. He was 7th in the semi-finals in Leogang.
He's moving, he's active. Look on the left, love that.
Yeah, so he's 0.3 of a second to the goodness. Move back to 2. He's lost half a second. Somewhere has Vergier, but...
Oh, nice one there. Wow. Lost a little bit more time.
Lars Vergier, I said this earlier in the season, but he's the bike racer's bike racer, isn't he?
Yeah, he's moving on the bike. He tells the bike what to do. He's really active.
So he is protected. So Lars Vergier getting a good sighting run here. Oh, the back wheel getting a big kick over that.
He's charging a little bit late here in that corner, but it's good.
Custom painted frames and new kit for the Trek Factory Racing squad this weekend. They seem to be doing the business in them. 0.4 of a second now back from Vergier, but crucially, he is more than in touch with Isles.
He's doing good.
And he's half a second up now.
Doing good. He's doing moving.
Vergier's got something special towards the bottom of those roots.
He knows what's up.
Vergier off the inside and over that drop.
Looking great there. Oh, big exit speed there for Loris Vergier.
He'll go big off this final fly-off. Lars Vergier then through the left-hander. Just has, Cedric says, a couple of bites of the cherry to get round there smoothly. Front end trying to get underneath him. Pedals towards the line now. What has Lars Vergier? Has he got the beating of Finn Isles? In this semi-final, yes. He goes fastest by 1.1 seconds.
He's dangerous when he's riding that way, when he's moving and jumping around like this.
Yeah, a little wave to the crowd. Danny Hart then. One of the unofficial kings of Val Di Sole.
And he still have that craziness and this talent on the technical part that only Danny Hart knows.
Yeah, 2016 here. Took his one of his UCI world titles. He's 1.7 back though currently for Cube.
Was on contact on speed 1, lost quite a bit of time on split 2.
Just lost some time in that corner there, back end stepping out on him.
Oh, way in the inside there compared to a lot of riders.
Just hearing as well, Phil Atwill has been DSQ'd, so that will be, I guess, not rejoining the track from where he exited off it quite high above his bike.
Yeah, it's impossible, he need a rope.
He need a helicopter to get back there. 2.5 seconds back now, Danny Hart. Danny Hart not protected, so he will need to get into that top 30 that we're going through to the final.
Oh, I love the way everyone was on the inside. He used that little berm just to jump out and open that line. Yeah. Oh, that's nice there. Carry a lot of speed.
Kind of Danny Hart's game in one phrase, that carrying speed. On his day, not many people do it better.
Yeah, and harder it is, better it is for Danny Hart. That's why he's exceeded. That's why he looked good.
It's getting away from him though, Cedric.
Yes.
1.2 back now. Well, he's lost 1.2 in that third, fourth split.
Yeah, I guess like don't go according to plan on his line, but he always find a line to grab, you know? He always like different choice in case something wrong happened.
Yeah, ended up in the crash net, and of course in Leogang.
Oh, he's on the limit on the grip here on that corner.
He's 26th in the semi-finals there, DSQ'd in the finals. Danny Hart down the line. What's he going to stop the clock at? 3:39 into 5th.
4 seconds. Back.
So Lars Vergier is the first man to go inside the time of Jordan Williams from qualifying yesterday. This man, though, the winner last time out in Austria, Andreas Kohl for Continental Afferton. The big Austrian fancies adding to that win tally. He said he does actually prefer this place to Leogang in terms of the style of track. Being from Schladming, it's maybe a bit more familiar to him.
Exactly, and less pressure. And he looked good there. He's moving, he's fast.
Looking good, Kohl. What can the big Austrian do here? And he's at 10th of a second up. He's a 10th of a second up at about the 2/3 point now.
Gained a lot of time in split 2.
Kohl over that big gap.
He have the physique to attack the last wood section. Oh, jumping in there between the 2 trees.
He's been wearing a knee pad all week just from a little tweak, a soft tissue tweak.
Oh, really ran here.
Andy Kohl motoring on. It took him 9 years to get to that first elite level World Cup win. He worked and he worked and he worked and he got it.
We're back on the inside line there.
We asked him earlier on the weekend, could he get another one here this weekend? And he said, no, that will be too confident to say that I can, but I will at some stage. So
That's sometime here.
yeah, he's back 4/10 now. He's back by 1.2. So I wonder if there was a bobble somewhere that we didn't see just off camera that's cost him time.
Oh, really early there to carry speed after that drop. That was really good, really prepared.
Yeah, Kolb is protected, so he will go through. So just getting his eye in for a final banzai assault on the Black Snake.
That's a big man going down the hill.
Yeah, he's a big guy. Through that right-hander now. Plenty of strength to hold himself onto that Afferden race bike. Oh. 2 seconds then. Andreas Kolb is back on that fastest time off Lars Vergier. Finn Isles currently second. Here is one of the stars of qualifying yesterday then. Remy Meyer-Smith for Jam Factory Off-Road.
Capable, fast, technical, aggressive. Oh, a little bit off course here, a little bit.
The younger of the two Meyer-Smith brothers. Luke, his elder brother, out currently with collarbone injury. Let's see what Meyer-Smith is doing.
Whoa.
Easy, Remy. 5 seconds back.
Yeah, struggling today. You know, when you get off that momentum, it's so hard on that track to get back into a good mood.
Yeah, the 18-year-old. Plenty of racing ahead of him. 19th in the semi-finals in Leogang. 7 seconds back now, so maybe just overthinking this one a wee bit.
Yeah,
Cedric.
no, just making a mistake, and after that being outside the good tempo. It's like a little dance, you know, the Black Snake. You need to be bang, 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 bang.
It's quite a violent dance, if we're honest, isn't it?
It's no violent, it's a guitar electric. Electric guitar.
61 kilometers an hour then. Remy Meyer-Smith is back by 7 seconds at the third split.
Yeah, you know, 61 kilometers an hour. 7 seconds off on the split 3.
He's matched his goggles with his gloves though, which for me is crucial. That's a great pro move.
Yes.
Meyer-Smith then 8.5 back now, so it is moving away from him slightly.
Yeah, really hard to go back, you know, into the going forward when you make some mistakes. And this, the Black Snake, is really hard on you.
5 riders left at the top. Hatton, Coulange, Golston, Greenland and Williams as we see Meyer-Smith come down the line.
Giving his best.
Remy Meyer-Smith, 9.3 seconds back. There is confirmation of Hatton, Coulange, Golston, Greenland, Williams. 3 British riders in that top 5, a Frenchman and a Canadian.
Oh, that's a different approach.
It's a different warm-up. I haven't seen that one before, but listen, if it works for Jackson Golston, I'm fine with it. Charlie Hatton leaves the start hut there and went into the hot seat temporarily yesterday during qualifying. For Continental Afferden, a squad really buoyed by the return of Rachel Afferden earlier on this season. Andy Kolb's win, of course. They're riding high at the minute. Can Hatton reward their faith in him with a big result today?
Definitely a team on the spotlight so far. Sunny and Leogang drying up.
It's drying up. Charlie Hatton then from the Forest team in the UK. 24-year-old. He's been riding for Continental Afferden since 2019.
Have him here now on the tech section. Oh, he's going off! Offline, land on that rock. I hope he's okay.
Violent crash from Hatton there.
Yeah, I hope he didn't smash his leg on that rock sticking it. He's okay.
He's sitting upright, which is great to see, but puff of the cheeks, Charlie Hatton.
Yeah, disappointed for sure. Went off and couldn't survive those 2 big drops.
The medics are with him. Great to see him sitting up. Benoit Coulange then, one of the riders that many people are talking about this weekend.
Yeah, quiet man, but when he put his goggles on, he's on fire.
There aren't many people whose personality does not match their riding style, no way. I mean that in the nicest way possible.
Yes.
Benoit Coulange, he's such a mild-mannered, polite guy, and he gets on the bike and he's an absolute animal.
And always have time for everyone. 1.8 back on split 1.
1.8 back then. Oh, Coulange, that's where we saw
That line is getting hard to take now. That's where we see
I think the bottom of it looks like it's blowing out, doesn't
Yes,
it? It's just not there anymore.
It's still like the fesh on it, and you don't see actually the line. That's why it's hard for them. They're waiting for the grip, and it's not happening.
Coulange then, 2.5 back, the big Frenchman.
I love the way Coulange is using his leg, his arm as an extra suspension.
Everything he's got.
Extra.
He'd use his moustache if he had one. 28 years old.
Moving the right way, but the 3.5 back.
Has a French national win to his name already this season. 4 podiums in 2022. He raced in the Australian National Champs earlier in the year, actually, to practice this free run format on race days.
It's hard for every rider, definitely, how to deal with it, learn how to do it. And we see it's a lot more light, it's really bright when the sun comes through in the woods, and really dark again, really hard for the riders to judge, lines.
Coulange looked great to watch as he heads down towards his big fly-off jump. Then round the left-hander. Again, having to take a couple of bites at it to make sure the bike is gripping underneath him. Coulange heads down the line then. 5.5 seconds behind the time set by Loris Vergier, which is currently still the only time. There is Charlie Hatton up and moving. Great to see after that really high impact crash. Well, Cedric is on his way to the post-show as Jackson Goldstone gets underway for the Santa Cruz Syndicate, our GoPro course preview rider from earlier on. Goldstone absolutely pinned it through those corners at the top of the track. We jump on board the drone now. He's only half a second back, so he is in touch crucially. Goldstone keeping that Santa Cruz V10, the latest version, the 8th version of one of the most successful race chassis in the history of the sport, moving forward. Not quite as fast through the speed trap as we have seen other riders, but the Canadian making a good fist of this one. He's still within a second, 7/10 now back. Oh. There aren't many people who can turn a bike on a sixpence like Jackson Goldstone. Clips that marker on the way through. Millimetre precision from the young Canadian. And it really is a matter of time before he collects his first Elite World Cup win. You'd have to think. He's protected. So this is another man on a sighting run for a big push in the finals, but where will Jackson Goldstone stop the clock? Power wheeling his way out of that right-hand corner. Jackson Goldstone down the line then, crosses the line. 1.2 behind Loris Vergier, so you get the impression that Vergier has done something special at the bottom of this track that has got some of the world's best scratching their heads. Laurie Greenland has had some great runs here over the years. He's won a World Cup here. The Santa Cruz Syndicate rider. Like Goldstone, very compact, light on the bike, and that works well on conditions as rough as they are here in Val Di Sole, Trentino. He took that win in Val Di Sole back in 2019.
Wondering what happened to his teammate there.
Well, just waiting for an update on the timing screens. Goldstone in the finish area. We're still waiting to find out what happened to Laurie Greenland as the fastest qualifier. Jordan Williams from the UK leaves the start hop. The man who took his first elite World Cup win at the first time of Askin in Leinsterheide at the start of the year. For specialised gravity, here comes Jordan Williams, fastest qualifier yesterday. His time was a 3:36 yesterday, and he told us at the bottom that it was scrappy. There were mistakes in it. Can he wipe a few of those off the slate today? 6/10 back, just gets stalled slightly in that left-hand corner there. Another young man from the southwest of England. Williams and Goldstone did battle here last time out as juniors. Williams won the battle in terms of the race win, but Goldstone won the war in terms of the overall title. Jordan Williams cracking on then. Oh, yeah, the back of that turn completely blown out now. Did well to hold on to it. He's not lost much more time, just 600ths of a second. Jordan Williams proved yesterday, as if it needed proving, that that win at the first round of the year was by no means a fluke. 60 kilometres an hour through the speed trap with a young Englishman. He's found a 1/10 of a second. He's got plenty more track to play with. Williams, look at the impact through the bike on that really, really choppy section. Jordan Williams keeping that specialised demo moving. Custom front triangle, slightly longer in length than the production bike. 900ths move out now. So Williams more than in touch. But it'll be interesting to see him from here down, because it looked like Loris Vergier did something very, very special from here on down. Williams nice and tidy into this big long left. Williams pedals down to the line then. Williams, is he going to go fastest than Vergier? Second place, just a second outside. Points down to the back of the bike. I wonder if there's a flat or... Yeah, the back is flat, so plenty left in the tank for Jordan Williams. We have just got an update. Laurie Greenland's okay. He's coming down outside of the course. He will be in the finals as he has protected status, if he is okay to take that start. So hopefully we'll find out where that crash happened. But Williams, you can just see that rear tyre. Yeah, soft there onto the braking zone as he heads into that fast left-hand corner. I'm not sure where that happened on the run, but given that he was only a second outside of that time set by Loris Vergier, that might have been it there at the bottom. Jordan Williams, more than capable of taking his second UCI mountain bike downhill World Cup win today by the look of things, with Loris Vergier top of the heap in the semi-finals. Beats Williams by a second. Finn Isles is third, Jackson Goldstone fourth, Andreas Kolb is fifth, Deprella, Brosnan, Hart, Coulange, Matt Walker rounds out the top 10. And we will cleave the field from 60 down to 30, plus any protected riders outside of that. Vergier, Dunn, Roj, Estac, Shaw, Suarez, Alonso, Wallace, Levesque, Jewett, Piron, Minar, 20th, Bandera, Zwar, Chapelet, Meyer-Smith, Iniguez, Silva, Tyrion, Kerr, Piron, Williamson, Capello, Davis, Munoz, Edwards, Ravelli, Maples, Brayton, outside that magic top 30. Well, plenty of intrigue await. Join us very, very soon for the elite finals. Here from Val Di Sole. The Black Snake in Trentino awaits one of the very, very best. The downhill elite women's final starts at 1 o'clock. Do not miss a second. It promises to be an absolute belter. We'll see you there. Thanks for watching.